all about. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Aeroflow Race for Real. It's the Pocket Rocket up here in the studio. Yes, they've let me off the leash again this week. That's why I'm so pumped, but there's another reason why I am so pumped as well. The man, the myth, the legend. I read the roster this week, guys, and I swear I did a Toyota jump straight off my bed. No word of a lie. Joining me in commentary tonight, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Les Binkhurst to the mic. Les, it is great to have you here on a Wednesday night.
Oh, thanks a lot, Stewie. It's great to be here, and it's my first Wednesday night in 21 years of working at this facility, so I'm pretty pumped as well. And as people may or may not know, I've worked with you through a lot of throughout meetings and things like that, bigger meetings. So it's just like getting the band back together again. So
I'll tell you what,
good on you, mate.
It is like getting the band back together as we got the little Mazda doing what it does best, making a lot of noise and a lot of smoke. And if you're like Benji, Les, secretly, so we have this little, well, not really a running joke, it's fact. He absolutely loves rotaries. Believe it or not, he loves rotaries. He won't admit it, but he loves rotaries.
I was going to say, I know he's got that big bike and stuff like that. Hey, that little rotary rooster roaster there, he's got it down pat with Jeep. We don't get any information here, do we?
No, we don't get any information. But it might be a Volkswagen, a 1285 at 114 to a 1328, 1.93 in the 60 there for the Mazda as the Falcon comes out. This gentleman races just about every week, Les, as does the gentleman down here.
Isn't it?
Oh, it is.
It is.
And the gentleman down here, the Cortina, more a standard Cortina, not really a lot of work done to it, Les. You won't see any astronomical numbers out of it, but you know what? He's out there and he's having a go.
Yeah, well, it's probably like one of the Matasevic brothers have got one just like that, and it's got a little stroke of V8 in it, and mate, it does really good in super street. Yeah, so.
Well, of course, tonight you speak about David Matasevic, and tonight, of course, we've got the Perfect Light Jackpot. Now, to all the races that are out the back, and if there's anybody that was thinking about coming out, hey, guys, come out and race, because if you crack a 000 tonight, we've got $600 in the jackpot tonight. Now, the other thing we've got tonight as well, which Les and I and Ben will put our heads together, we've also got a $500 Odyssey Batteries voucher, which will be going out to the best presented and best performing car or bike on the night. So if any of your mates were thinking about coming, hey, there's one reason to come out.
Yeah.
But what if you get the $600?
Yeah, well, 600. Hey, you might be lucky enough to get a 000 and the Odyssey battery.
You might be, absolutely. Well, we've got the gentleman down here in the Skyline in the Rocket Lane. This gentleman was out here as part of our Datsun theme night. And terrific bloke to do a conversation. And beside him is an earlier model Toyota. And just backing off with a little bit of smoke coming out of the turbo, only going to half track, maybe just running the radials on the rear end of it, and goes a 1280, but the telling sign, 1.76 in the 60.
Yeah, you could see it totally backed off there, only 65.97 miles per hour there, Stewie. So backed right off. I'm not quite sure if he's got a roll cage in that car. Maybe he didn't want to go too quick. They might pull him over and say, hey, Reg, gee, that Falcon there, it's got a bit of mumbo over there in the Rocket Lane.
I'll tell you what, Les, we've got a lot of people are tuning in via YouTube at the moment, and Psyop, who's one of our regulars. G'day, Psyop. How are you? Steve, how are you, buddy? Scrambled eggs. Oh, that'll be making Ben hungry with that name. Of course, Jessica Savage is here again this week. Now, Jessica's daughter, Laura, had her 16th birthday here last week.
Oh, really?
So it's good to see them back again. Hopefully they're back anyway. Yeah. They might be doing both, watching YouTube and watching the racing, which is what I'd be doing. Maybe put an earphone in so you can listen to us, and then the other ear for the cars. Now, we're right up my alley. Of course, I make no secret of the fact that I love import drag racing. And we've got an R32 Skyline, also known as Godzilla, down here in the Aeroflow lane, taking on the VT Commodore. And don't forget, guys, Grudge Kings this Saturday. And if you want to see some absolutely mental sedans come out and race here over our quarter mile, do not miss Grudge Kings. We've got some big, big cars. There is actually a car here tonight, Alan Vella, who normally drives a street-registered high 8-second Ford Capri. Tonight, he's got his new car, which is designated for top sportsman. And he's only doing a little bit of 8-mile running just to get some data on the car. But I'll tell you what, I got told by Alan earlier that his other car will be coming back out, and potentially his daughter might be having a steer of it.
Well,
how cool is that?
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. You know, I wouldn't want to ride in something like that, but I think, you know, like 10 seconds would pull me up.
I don't know, Les. I reckon I can see you in an 8-second car. Speaking about olds, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but look up your daughters, because the big paddle wagon. What do you reckon of that, Les? You like that?
Check it, go. Well, look at crikey.com. A 0.560 reaction time, runs it through there for a 10.77, 127 miles an hour, and a 12.13 to 123 for the car in the rocket lane. Well, Boscha, Skoskis, what a jackie man. He's get that car stood right on the loud pedal at the right time. Still, well, you can sort of understand that not everyone's sort of really sharp on the lights. You know, they don't... well, they do their best, but you don't see a lot of zeros in front of the second numeral, you see.
That's right. Well, Brett, I did say that it's a GTR, also known as Godzilla, the R32, but we've got a Chevy Camaro out there now. Now, it's not the V8 supercar, it's actually a road-going one, but it does have the LT4 motor in it, which is an absolutely gun of a motor. I'd actually like to see that motor in a few newer spec drag cars, but an 11.15 at the 124. Now, we've got Eden down here now from Area 51 Custom Performance. He's got his turbo ute down here. Now, I don't know whether he's turned it down a little bit this week or if he's just turned it up a wee bit.
Yeah, well, it looks so good. Here, there's plenty of smoke, and that, folks, is not exhaust smoke. That's straight off the hides. And a little burn out there, over there in the rocket lane. I'm looking for it to, well, red lights don't count here.
And a bit of turn of the tyres there too.
Yeah, look at that. There he goes. Gee, it's getting a... Oh, look at that. 107 miles an hour at the 8th already. Runs at 138 miles an hour at 11.462. And a 14.343 at 96 for the racer in the Aeroflow lane.
Now,
geez, that's nice.
Benj, there's a little bit of a problem with this picture down here at the moment. Ben's our camera operator, OV legend. He makes us sound good and does a great job with all the video work. Joe Sabello is in his non-preferred lane. Now, he might red light just quietly.
It wasn't me.
We see, normally when we see Joe on a Wednesday, Les, he likes to be in the Aeroflow lane. Very rarely do we see him in the rocket lane.
All right.
So we'll see how he goes.
Oh, geez, Stewie. I'll remember that now, and every time I see him at the clothing, the New South Wales drag racing jams, I'll think about that. I'll remember what you said.
Well, I don't know if he thinks that this rocket lane is cursed.
Yeah.
But, you know, I know it's not his preferred lane, but good strong burnout out of that Super Street designated ute down there in the Aeroflame lane as well. But Joe Sabello, the Datsun Skyline, yes, not a Nissan Skyline, the Datsun Skyline.
Datsun Skyline,
and it's got a supercharged LS under the bonnet. And then after that, we're going to get into some chrome bumper action, which is pretty exciting because the gentleman who's sitting just behind Joe did very well down at the bend in his Tirana, and Victor Logianis is back tonight with the big Chevy Monte Carlo. Oh, he didn't red light. 0.002 on the tree, though, for Joe.
Oh, 002. Hey, he's been in the wrong lane all the time.
He's put the mockers on us.
Yeah, look at that.
A 9.79 for Joe. Well, look, the speed was down a little bit. Normally that car runs a little bit quicker than that. But, you know, it's only the first pass. Now, Alan Vella out there now in his new car.
Well, that's a sharp-looking Capri.
Big Alex, Hungry Jacks. You can see me in the seats with the blue hat. Okay. Oh, yeah, I can see you. Hello, Alex. Hey, what's with the Hungry Jacks name? Because, you know, I'm a bit partial to Hungry Jacks, just quietly.
Oh, you youngsters are all into this fast food stuff.
Oh, well, I'm a chef. You know, I like people cooking for
well,
me rather than me cooking for them. So
yeah.
All right, Victor Slodgianos out, point 103. Alan Vella in his top Sportsman Ford Capri 450 Cube Windsor on board. He was only going to go to half track and just roll it on through for a 9.20 at only 100 miles per hour.
Yeah, and for that big Chev Monte Carlo, that's about a 69 or 70 Chev Monte Carlo, he did pretty well. Got out of the hole very, very quickly.
Well, I tell you
very
what,
sharp.
Les, we talked about fast street cars here on a Wednesday night, and they don't get much quicker than Dominic Peroni's VF down here. Dominic's one of our IHRA Real Street licence holders.
All right.
So what that entails, for those people that are relatively new to Wednesday nights, effectively that car can dip down into the mid to high nines without a parachute or a roll cage, because it's got four-wheel disc brakes, airbags, all the good stuff on board. And look at that, 1.009 on the tree there for Dominic, but a 1.55 in the 60 as the Falcon was winding up a bit of boost. 975 there for Dominic, and the Falcon 2.11, but he was building up a bit of boost and runs on through with the 12.08.
Gee, look at that, a 12.0 against a 9.7 at 134 miles an hour. Gee, there wasn't much difference in the miles an hour, but gee, there was a long time in the elapsed time between those two.
Well, we're into the bikes, and of course we do welcome all our bikes, and we must say a big thank you to Sydney Random Rides for their continuing support of not only bike night here at Sydney Dragway, but just motorcycle drag racing in general. Now, we've got the big Kawasaki ZX14 in the Rocket Lane, a .054 on the tree. And doing the chasing with the bike next to him, 9.17.
Gee, that's good, isn't it? Look at that. And up against a 993 with a 1 over here in the Rocket Lane. So very, very sharp. Now, this bike was raced. Michael Riches, actually, I think he was runner-up or in modified bike, runner-up. He might have even won it. But there's two Riches.
Yeah, that's his dad riding the Jexa 750. Of course, that bike he'll actually be racing next year in the Speed Addict Clothing Company New South Wales State Championships.
Yeah, good.
And Michael, just getting used to this Jexa. Now, they've been playing around with this Jexa, Les. Apparently, they had a little bit too much of an air gap in the clutch. So they run a slider clutch on this bike.
Oh, yep.
And Michael's just been playing around with his dad, just trying to get the clutch to bite a little bit better and less an air gap. So...
Yeah, well, that...
and Leonard as a party has done a lot of work on that bike as well.
I saw Leonard, he was with that bike, actually, on Saturday. Oh. He's got to go.
So just getting used to it. Obviously, it's on that bike is on a radial tyre. It is not on a slick.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
But with the amount of horsepower that bike is pushing out, it's 1,000 cc. You know, trying to get it to the ground on this street prep is very, very difficult. But, you know, once again, it's racing for real. It's about tuning your bike to the conditions and to the track.
Yeah, well, look, I'm enjoying the action thus far. It's terrific on a Wednesday night here. Gee, might have to move closer to the track.
Mate, we get some absolutely killer cars and bikes here at Aeroflow Race for Real. And,
in the summertime, as it warms up a bit, Stewie, you'll probably get some real, like some real quick cars, and probably a lot of them because, like there's not much on TV on a Friday night.
Nah, there's not much on TV at
all. At all, yeah. But nonetheless, we've got this bike down here in the Rocket Lane. That's it, Reg. Has that got an extended swing arm?
Yes, it does, yep. So that bike originally started off as a full-blown street bike, just a standard Jexa 750. And then Michael ended up modifying the bike and putting in the extended swing arm on the bike.
Yeah.
And, It did have the shot. That's right, Ben. It did have 50 shot of nitrous on it.
Oh, did it?
I don't know that they're running the nitrous on it these days.
Yeah, right.
But his dad's on the bike now, and as I said, he'll be racing this bike next year in our championship series. But just getting used to the bike. But, you know, I asked Michael a while ago, Les, what the big difference is. Obviously, there's a speed difference between the Outlaw bike and this bike.
Yep.
But he said to me, aside the actual handling characteristics, there's not that much difference between them.
Yeah, right.
He just said it's mainly you can feel the power from the Outlaw bike compared to the modified bike. Now, as we're back into the cars now, this gentleman down here in the Audi, Les, he's a regular RS5, but it's good to see a new model Supra out here. Now, obviously, as most people know, the Supras, they come out as an automatic or they come out as a real car with 3 pedals. And I dare say this car is probably an auto. I mean that nicely.
Yeah. But, genuine you are, Stewie. There you go. Look at that. 10.99 at 121. There was one up. They had it at Lakeside up in Brisbane. They used the main straight for 8th mile drag racing. And, they got it up to a quarter. And one of those things went 10.77 was a street car. But he's not too bad. He was, up there in the high tens.
We've got a couple of guys that come out now and again. They've actually got the Audi wagons. And they are insanely quick for what they are. I mean, you look at a wagon, you think, it's a bit slow, but you know what? They're not.
No.
Dave Muscat out there now, otherwise known as Mr. Bean, having a crack in the rocket lane, and he's taking on this beautiful sounding Mazda.
Oh, that's the guy we had first off in the Mazda over there in the Aeroflow lane.
Thanks very much, Cliff. I agree there. Good to see you tuning in, Cliffy. Yeah, that's right. 2 pedals are for bicycles. I totally agree with you, mate. 100%. Now, one of our regulars that's on the live chat, his name's Panel Van Man.
Oh, yeah.
And he is great value.
Right.
He gives it to me from wherever he is around the world, and I love it.
Yeah.
Adelaide, yep, it's okay. Panel Van Man, you're not from Perth, so you haven't got your head stuck in the sand. Oh, Adelaide. Okay. I call Adelaide something else, but it's a PG-rated show, and I can't say it. So, but no, Panel Van Man and I have a lot of fun, as we do with everybody that tunes in via our live stream from around the world. And we welcome you here to Sydney Dragway for Aeroflow Race for Real, as the little sporty Cordy comes out now against the Volkswagen.
Was it a Touareg or a...
I think it might be a Golf wagon.
Oh, Golf wagon. Oh, well, I was saying to the lads here on Saturday, they used to be one of the guys in the TV, had a V Golf, but it was an R, and he had a 12-second chip and an 11-second chip. He could just put it in.
Well, we've actually had, a little while ago, we had Galano Engineering out here with help from Parkatech. They had the fastest Mark 7 Golf in the world. And it was the record was set here on a Wednesday night.
Wow. I like them little Golfs.
And we've got a couple of 10-second Golfs that do get around as well, from which come out of the Parkatech workshop as well. But we've got the little Volkswagen Polo, I think it is, down there in the rocket lane, taking on the little XE Falcon. It's great to see these guys back again. As I said earlier, they're regulars here at Sydney Dragway. We love our regulars here on a Wednesday night. Doing it the right way and getting it off the streets and doing it safely and having a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, guy in the Golf's sort of taken off a 102 reaction time. Runs it through a 14.56, 95 miles an hour, and an 18.13 at 75 for the car in the Aeroflow lane. Now,
the little Mazda 1300 there, Les, from SICK 100 Racing, taking on the Skyline.
Yeah, that once some guys put a 3/4 chassis in these things, and they've got a triple rotor motor, the car just floats wherever it wants to go. Oh, mate.
Well, these guys struggled a little bit last week to get that car down the track, and still a little bit soft in the 60, but as you said, Les, very short wheelbase, high horsepower, 1.68 in the 60 there for the 1300, a 14.1 there for the Skyline, with a little bit of help from Just Engine Management, as we've got a very, very quick BMW back in black. That's right. I reckon they should have an ACDC symbol on it. I reckon that'd be
back
awesome.
in black, yeah.
Oh, I could just imagine Chris Diggles commentating that. It's ACDC! You know, it'd be awesome. And then, of course, the Falcon, Ben's looking at me going, don't ever do that again. But I can feel his eyes in the back of my head. But I'm a big ACDC fan. Sorry, guys, but I had to do it. The Beamer out, 1.47 to the 60, Les.
What? Look at that. 147. This would be 11. Could even be a high 10. 9. 7, 2, 5 at 141.
Holy
oh, jeez.
Moses.
Wow, I've got to have that car.
I did not expect it to go that quick.
I thought it was a Mustang at first.
Well, I'll tell you what, the R32 Skyline is back out, and Les, whatever this car is down here in the Rocket Lane, it's got nitrous.
It's a little Chevy Nova, about a 64.
Yeah.
That's the one I raced at over in America. It was a 719 car over the 8th, and the best I could get out of it was a 752. But you know, like I was still in the in the ballpark figure there. But I'd never used a trans brake before. Oh, check it out! He's gone.
Absolutely smashing the Skyline, and the big Nova. A 1081 at 126. Thank you very much. Put your hands together, Sydney. That's what we want to see.
Beauty. What a ripper.
Now, speaking about Novas, Les, big bad Frankie Mamone has been working on his Nova.
Yeah.
You should see the paint job. It's still black, but it is just beautiful. It's coming back as a pro mod with big tires.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. I like that pro mod stuff.
So do I. So do I.
It's bloody action-packed. There we go, that orange XE type car.
Yeah, I did see that, Big Alex, that the Nova had the nitrous on board. Did see the big N.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's got it. I
old,
can see it there.
The old giggle gas.
Yeah.
We've got this beautiful Falcon back out as well. This is another gentleman who's out here fairly regularly at the track on a Wednesday night. They come out for a bit of fun. 1.64 in the 60 there for the Falcon. And the Commodore with a 2.41 running on through 11.29 to a 14.06 as the XD 351 panel van comes out now.
It's probably a Clevo, not a Windsor.
Yep.
But Clevo's there. You could fit one of them small cars in the ports. They've got really, really big ports, which hurts them down low, but they managed to have gotten around it by different people trying different things, and they've got them very, very reliable at the moment as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, they do a great job in this car too. What I call mustard yellow. I don't know exactly the correct paint term for it. But I'll tell you what, it rock and rolls off the start line. Look at that chassis twist.
Look at that thing go. Go, man, look at that, a 150 to the 60 Ford. He's going to run it another 1060 at 126 miles an hour. That's ridiculous.
It is.
Oh, for an old panel van, gee, we've got one that hangs around here for the Speed Addict Clothing Company in the rounds. Their final round will be next month in November, around the 14th, somewhere around there. And Martin Stevenson had something to do with it, but the panel van was a HQ and it was from Molong,
yes,
up out towards Dubbo. It went real hard, but that thing, gee whiz, this, like a sensational time.
Well, thank you very much, panel van man. They call it Saffron. That's the name of the colour. Saffron. Saffron.
Oh, Saffron. That's a Volvo colour.
Yeah. Swedish, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's Saffron. I've got a couple of paint samples and stuff like that I use for model cars, and Saffron's one of them. So, look at that. Oh, look at Burnout Plus.
Yeah, good stuff there from Eden, from the Area 51 Custom Performance Ute. Now, this car has got the Turbo 400. It's got a Turbo LS under the bonnet, but it's taking on the LT4 powered Camaro. And It's a shame that one of my friends is not here, Anthea, otherwise known as HSV Dragons. She absolutely loves Camaros. Big turn of the tyres there for Eden once again off the start line. Just struggling to get a little bit of traction. It's hurting him in the 60. 1.94 though for the Camaro, an 1140 to an 1181. Now, that car of his, Les, is capable of running into the low nines.
Right,
So
okay.
he has backed it down a little bit as well. I mean, spinning the tyres doesn't hurt either.
I know.
But, that once again, guys, we call it race for real because you got to tune your car.
Yeah, I noticed it does have slicks, or whether they're street slicks, whether they're grooved or something like that, and got the approved DOT sign, Department of Transport in the US. That's what you have to have, that DOT marking on your tyres to be for it to be street legal. Yeah. Oh, this is close across the line, but I think your lane will get it.
No, I think so.
14.43 and a 14.52. Gee, not much difference between them. 1/100th of a second. That's pretty tight at the top end.
Well, what we've noticed, Les, too, and we say it on commentary a fair bit, a lot of people that come in on a Wednesday night now, the amount of people now that are running radials on the back of their cars now, here at Aeroflow Race for Real, swapping the street tyres, putting on the radials and sending it.
Yeah, right.
Classic example, this ute down here that's got a race number on it, running in Super Street. Yep. This car's got a set of radials, but there's a first-timer down here. We welcome all our first-timers in the BMW. Now, we've seen what the black BMW did a little bit earlier. Let's see what this grey one's got.
Yeah, so, I mean, you have a look on the roads these days, Stewie, and, you could see the Holdens and the Falcons and that, they're getting very thin on the ground now, the young kids are picking up second-hand cars, and those Euro cars, and they go, 001! Oh, he nearly got a 000.
Just about to say, Les, that was close. Boy, 001 red.
Gee whiz.
Oh,
001.
Yes. I don't want to give away the $600 tonight. I mean, Darian downstairs, Darian would be like, yes, you do. Yeah, you do want to give away the 600 tonight, but I wouldn't. But Joe Sabello out now in his favoured lane. Yes, the Aeroflow lane. I think we're going to have to nickname this the Sabello lane, I think.
Yeah, we could put it...
that's a good idea. What do you reckon, Ben? We call it the Sabello lane.
Yeah, look at that. So he runs in
the
Top
Aeroflow
Sportsman.
Sabello lane.
He runs a car in Top Sportsman in rounds of eliminations at the meetings we have here.
Yeah, no, Joe does a great job in this car.
He's good.
Back in his favoured lane, and that's a much better launch too. 1.35 with the 60 there. Much better. Can he get this thing down to the 9.09? Look, I really thought he's trying to get it back into the 8s. That's the goal. Now we've got a beautiful looking Tirana down here. This is Louis Eunice. It's got a 434 cube Chev underneath the bonnet. These are the type of cars that you are going to see on Saturday here at Drudge Kings. Yeah. As well as some Pro Mods.
Pro Mods as well.
Oh yeah, you'll see some Pro Mods. You'll see some Slammers.
Yeah, really quick.
You'll see lots of nitrous.
Yeah, well, the purging of the... I always love that, because it reminds me of an old steam train. But in America, they hold the button like that, and it fills the sky with all this bloody nitrous. Must be 20 cents. Mustn't take much to or cost much to fill it up. But I always had a go at my dentist because he said, "Oh, what can we do? What sort of teeth have you got?" And I said, "Oh, I've got golf course teeth, 18 holes."
Well, Louis Eunice.
But this is getting going.
Yeah, 1.35 to the 60, and he's still on it. And 9.27 at 145. Great one there from Louis Eunice. Yeah, Louis Eunice there in the Tirana. That was a good, solid, clean pass from him as well. First run off the trailer for tonight. And I dare say they'd be pretty happy with that as well.
Oh, those cute pink lights there on that. I call them motorcycles.
Yeah. We got look like Jason Mansueto or Tristan Trickers downstairs helping them out.
Oh, right. Well, what's his name? Justin was racing on Saturday in his ute. That howls too.
Yeah, the
white Ford
yeah,
one.
white
Yeah.
Ford Fairlane, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're into the bikes, and we got the JXR 1000 down here in the Aeroflow lane. This is another one of these extended swing arm Suzuki GSXR 1000s. Gentleman's goal to try and get this bike down into the 8s. Still, as he said to me, still learning how to ride it.
Who is it?
The gentleman down here in the Aeroflow lane, he's got the extended swing arm. And the party lights on board.
Yeah, I thought it was, he looks a bit like Joe Borg.
Yeah, a little bit like Joe
bike.
Borg.
Yeah,
popped the front wheel.
Popped it. But I tell you what, that's enough of the nonsense. He's right into it now. Gee, look at that, 917 at 152.
Yeah, well done to that rider.
Yeah, that's sharp. And a 1088 at 124 for the rider in the Rocket Lane there.
Yeah, it's probably one of the better passes he's done on that bike as well, Les. So, he's not too far off the 8s. Just as, it's all practice, it's all laps. And, we're very fortunate here in Sydney that we've got a great bunch of motorcycle racers.
Yeah.
That race here at Aeroflow Race for Real, but then they get the bug and they step up to the speed at a clothing company and they go and race street bike or they step up the modified bike.
Modified, yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of great classes there for starters, isn't there? Gee, look at that 761 bike over in this lane. That's going to run through for 11004 at 143 and 1180 at 123 over in the Rocket Lane there. That's us.
Right, Mr. Richards out now on the Jackson 750. And just getting used to riding this bike because he's previously been riding a cruiser. In street bike, and obviously this one is a hell of a lot different to the other one. But, you're getting your head around it too, the characteristics of the bike. And it's not a slow bike.
No,
it's just the imagination. It might only be a 750, but I'll tell you, that thing goes like a scalded cat. Hear it up on the revs.
Gee, I tell you what, the guy in the Rocket Lane, he's taking it right up to him. Check it out. That'll be a good 1083 at 131 and an 1112 at 127 over here in the Aeroflow lane.
Well, I got the Mazda RX-4, I think it is, out again in the Rocket Lane from a SICK 100 Racing, and in beside him, out of the race only workshop, we've got another, I think might be a Mazda actually. I thought it was a Toyota, but it might be a Mazda. It's a bit hard to tell from up here, and also it's black, so that doesn't help either. But race only, of course, those guys known for a bit of rotary work, particularly in time attack racing. They do have a very good car as well.
I
think it might be
over here. Oh, he's the guy he's on the picks at 3/4 track.
Yeah, I think it might be an FC or an FD. FC RX-7, but 1180.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Only 69 miles an hour. That was what he did last time. Back right off. There's a little VW there.
But no, it's a great looking car, and I dare say that's a radial car because if he's only going to half track, I dare say it's just getting that data. I mean, 8th mile. There will be a fair bit of 8th mile racing this weekend at Grudge Kings. For the radial,
will they?
For the radial guys?
Yeah. People say, why do they only go to 8th mile? Well, the radials aren't made for 200 miles an hour at over an eighth of a mile.
And I'll tell you what, when they're ringing them next as well in the 200, you've only got to watch the Kenda 660 series and just see how competitive that series is.
Yeah. They got some quickens there, haven't they, in that Kenda?
Have they what? We're at 1180 to a 1237 as the Ford Capri comes out now in the Aeroflow lane taking on the Falcon. So we've got Ford versus Ford.
Yeah, it's a pretty sharp-looking car. It's the two sharpest one, aside from that Camaro that's spanking new. But this Falcon and the panel van are, sort of like a real, what do you call them, relics of the past. But boy, can they! They don't sort of sit around.
Well, of course, those guys have won the Odyssey battery vouchers before, as has Victor Sologianis with his Chevy Monte Carlo. Yeah, but for good reason too. They're very good presented vehicles and they're quick. So
Victor was over at the Bend on the weekend.
Yeah, he was. He was racing his Tirana.
And there was also Tex Griffiths and Carl Chevy Taylor were always over there as
There
well.
was a big New South Wales contingent that went down in the bend. A big congratulations to all our sportsman races. But I guess the big one, though, Jim Reed Racing, 3.72 at 522.62 kilometres per hour. The new Australian top fuel record, which was set down at the band, and it came from a team from Sydney. So,
gee, it's pretty well done,
isn't it? Big congratulations to Jim Reed Racing and Hydrolink, who continue to be a part of Jim Reed Racing as sponsorship. And they couldn't do it without your Hydrolink. And thank you very much for continuing your support of Jim Reed Racing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Phil and the team there, they're really dedicated. Yeah, but I think there was only a couple of, there wasn't many fuelers there, only 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah, we had the Nitro Funny Cars down there as well.
Yeah, we did too. We had a good representation in Top Sportsman too, New South Wales did down there.
Oh, they do. We're very fortunate. We've got some of the toughest bracket races in the country here in Sydney. And, Les, you've been around the state champ rounds with Steve for a number of years, and I've been around it sporadically as well. We see how tough it is just to win around at the state level.
Yeah.
To do it at a national level is just even harder again.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's so many guys that are switched on, and good luck to them too, because you'll find there at events like these, they'll come in, they might bring not so much their race cars, but a lot of them have got fairly, sharp and very, very quick street cars as well, the Audis and the BMs, and, well, that's a British car, sort of, with a BMW motor in it, and the little Mini there. But there's another one that's taken off. Those Euro cars are really, really quick.
Yeah, the Audis have had a lot of development. There is a workshop, 999 Automotive, that have got an Audi S3. There's a lot of smoke, though, down in the deep end out of that Audi, which is not a good look. They're mopping stuff off the start line. I dare say that might be a little bit of oil. But 999 Automotive have got one of those RS3s, and up at Willowbank went 9 seconds. And it's a street car. So, yeah. But unfortunately, that is a lot of smoke that's coming out of that Audi. So I dare say we'll have to hold up racing. There's smoking as it goes around the corner. Just having a look on the camera, and we can see our fireys down there. That looks like Benny down there at the end of the track. Just going to have a quick look, make sure there's nothing there. So just while we've got this hold up in proceedings, guys, we'll get a few words from some of our fantastic sponsors here at Sydney Dragway, and we'll be back very, very soon for more Aeroflow Race for Real.
Boosted turbochargers from Aeroflow Performance are designed for the automotive enthusiast who wants optimal performance at a competitive price. We have a range of turbochargers in both ceramic ball bearing and 360-degree journal bearing options to suit your power goals from 200 up to 3,000 horsepower. To help turbocharge your vehicle, Aeroflow Performance also have a large range of turbocharger accessories. From steam pipe turbo manifolds, external wastegates, and intake and exhaust solutions, you can have your car boosted in no time. For a full listing, check out aeroflowperformance.com.
Speed Addict Clothing Co. Fast clothes for fast people. Shop now at speedaddictco.com.au.
I have this incredible drive to succeed. I've just got this ambition, I want to get on the podium. I think there's a lot of people that have an older mentality and don't think women belong in motorsport. And that's one thing I'd like to prove a lot of people wrong. It's you in the car and it's your ambition and your drive to win. As soon as that helmet goes on, that's it. I'm Brooke Newson. I'm a sprint car and outlaw car driver.
Well, welcome back to Aeroflow Race for Real. Glad there wasn't too much down in the braking area. We've got a GR Yaris going down in the rocket lane, and no, it's not the Lamb Speed GR Yaris that we have here, Les. That thing has got over 1,000 horsepower, sequential gearbox, and radials at all four corners, and runs deep into the 9s or 8s.
Does it?
Yes.
A Yaris?
And it goes like that down the track.
Oh.
It is an absolute handful, Les.
How long has this street meeting's been going on?
I
haven't heard about
I'll
it.
tell you what, mate, these street meetings, if you don't get pumped about off-street drag racing, there's seriously something wrong with you because, you know, number one, this is the safest way to do it. Bring your car out here to Sydney Dragway, go as quick as you can over the quarter mile. But it's not just that, it's the camaraderie, it's the people that you meet. And we've got the A90 Supra down there in the Aeroflow lane, taking on one of our very quick Audi wagons, an 11.12 to an 11.09 with a 3.
Yeah, there wasn't much difference between those two. This will be a tough little stoush that we're going to have here in the right-hand side there in the rocket lane, but that's one of the...
that's another one of the Supras.
Supras, yeah.
I'd actually like to see those two Supras line up.
Yeah.
I reckon that would be pretty cool. 1.97 and 60 though, Les, that was a little bit on the lazier side. Mind you, that car, the other one that went down before, that's been here a little bit, and the guys had a fair bit of practice in that car. But look, in 1168, there's still nothing to sneeze at.
No, especially out of a spanking new car. See, look, the difference is, back in my day, to run 11s, you had to have twin 4 barrels, you had to have everything, and a big cam, all of these other, and really tickled heads. What's in that Nissan over here?
Now, I did interview that gentleman a number of months ago at our Datsun theme night. For the life of me, I can't remember what's in it. But what I do know is that it is an imported vehicle. They did not sell them here in Australia.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, he's taking on this R32 Skyline, which is probably sitting back going, what is in that as well?
What am I doing? Yeah.
What am I doing? But a 1373 to a 14.2. Now, the little Toyota Corolla. Now, I actually, believe it or not, when I first started to learn how to drive manual, this was actually the driving instructor's car.
Oh, was it?
I learned to drive manual in was one of these little Toyota Corollas. And I've got to say, look, they are a fun little car. And, of course, my mate Ben Wares, who has been around the car scene for a long, long time, he actually built one of these as a sex-spec car back in the late 90s, early 2000s. He just recently sold the car. It was orange. And for those that have been around the scene for as long as I have, they will know the car quite well. Now, that looks like Sammy Joe down there in the rocket lane. Yeah. It is Sammy Joe.
Yeah, it is too.
And it's got the 4-link rear end in the car and the auto in it. And goes an 1183 to 114. Sammy Joe, who absolutely loves her drag racing, as with her partner Brian as well.
Yeah, she was racing on Saturday.
She was. Now, we've got this we've got the Camaro back out.
Did you know, Stewie, that they stopped making LS engines in the US in 2014?
No, I did not.
No, and then the LS, and you know, like we got the leftovers for those special cars at the end of the model run, and then they're now into the LT series engines now, and they're supposed to be a whole lot better. You should see that Camaro. Oh, gee, I tell you what. Big top end from the car here, 1153. Look at the mile an hour, 126 mile an hour.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 60 foot too from that Camaro, 1.69 to 60, which is, you know, that's pretty stout considering it does have a set of Sportsman tyres on the rear end of it. They're not like a full radial slick or radial car, as you would see on most of them. But he's out there having a crack. Now, what's
this all blending in with the racing surface?
Oh, panel van, man. I'll be honest with you, mate. It's not the first time I've actually been told I sound like a Kiwi. So, you know.
Oh, don't admit to that, Stewie.
Well, I don't. I mean, at least you said Kiwi, not South African, so it's all right. You know, I'll let you off the hook there, you know.
Oh, dear.
That's what? Oh, bet. No, I would never bar. No, I've got Scottish blood. No, there's only one person that does the best accents in the country, and that's Chris Diggles, and I'm not going to take his mantle. All right?
Oh, what is he? An impressionist?
Oh, he's brilliant. I mean, when him and I get on the mic together and we start commentating in Scottish, it's actually quite funny.
Oh, right. Yeah, that would
All
be.
right, well, unfortunately, it looks like the ute might have a little bit of fluid. Look, we know it's warm out there, guys. We get that. But just make sure that your air conditioning and your climate control is off, please. Because if our start line crew see any fluid that's coming out of your car, you will be turned around and sent back to the pits.
Yeah, it's the absolute no-no of all drag racing, fluid. And we've seen so many people come undone. And we just don't want it to happen here. It's a nice sauntering off down there into the sunset there, 14 and all the rest of sixes at 92 miles an hour. And this purple Falcon, it's got some mumbo as well, but I think this, is that a Commodore? I can't tell.
Yeah, got a Commodore down here in the rocket lane, the VE, and taking on the XD.
See, all those new cars, they all look like jelly beans.
They all look the same.
You know, there's just one round shape. And
It's like a BMW.
Yeah. Oh, there goes the Falcon's out. 774 reaction time.
Yeah, 1.59 in the 60 there for the Falcon. Nice and straight down the Aeroflow performance. And speaking about Aeroflow performance, we do thank Aeroflow for their continued support of off-street drag racing here in Sydney. For all your parts for your cars, make sure you do check out aeroflowperformance.com.au or go to rocketindustries.com.au. Of course, they were down at the Bend on the weekend with their Nitro Funny cars. And, you know, I've always been a dragster fan, and I am. But I'll tell you what, those Nitro Funny cars, they are unbelievable.
But aren't they reliable too, Stewie?
They are.
Okay, they've only got one magneto and they don't have as much nitromethane in the mix of the fuel. But, gee, they're reliable and they're really, really good. Don't they run fives? Yeah,
the big show ones they've got now, that Adam Murray and Morris McMillan and Josh Lay drive. Of course, you know, they've got the top fuel motors in them with the twin magnetos now, and they are unbelievable. Now we've got BMW versus BMW. We've got the first time up against the seasoned veteran. Now we've seen what this black BMW can do. That really opened up a lot of people's eyes.
Well, it certainly got my attention, that's for sure. Oh, well, so did this Audi. Oh, what's this? Another... to own a Falcon, to race one, you must have to paint it yellow, because they've got all those that other guys that run in the competition in the speed-headed clothing, and Matasevics, they've got...
Yeah, Richard. Richard's got one, yeah. Well, Mark Thomas says you've got to put rust saver on it, because apparently they just drop rust everywhere, because Mark Thomas he tells me if you got a Ford, you'll see a trail of rust.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that, a 10.03 over at 140 over there in the rocket lane. That colour I can tell you that yellow down there is citrus yellow. I painted my Valiant Charger. I put a 440 in it and painted it citrus yellow. It's a lovely colour. Well,
it's great to see Violet Rumble back again here on a Wednesday night. Another one of our regulars that comes out and races and just comes out and has a lot of fun. And that's what it's all about, guys. And great bunch of guys as well. But he's taken on this Falcon down here, the turbo. Now, I don't know whether this gentleman's having a little bit of an issue just getting this car off the line, or he's just sitting there building boost and it's just not boosting up as much as he'd like. But still...
Gee, look
gets
at it going
at
now,
around 60 foot. So I think the 60 foot time, 2.11, it's just not helping him much at the moment. Still runs on through with a 10.82 with 9. I believe there's a lot more in that car.
Oh, yeah, you can see the way it just sauntered off the line, and when it got past the end of the blue area there, just near the 60 footer, then it took off. I love these big yank cars, big B bodies.
Yeah, Victor Slodgianis down here in the big Monte Carlo, the 454 big block underneath the bonnet. Of course, he used to race this car a lot.
Yeah.
And then he got hold of the Tirana. And he did tell me he was going to put the big block in the Tirana, actually. I don't know whether he did before he went down to the Bend. But it's good to see him back in the Monte Carlo. And he's one of the nice guys of drag racing. If you want to know anything, if you're at the track and you want to go
Yep.
down to the pitch, you can, into the staging lanes, you can. And you can go down and meet Victor face to face and learn a little bit about his car and everybody else's car.
Yep.
And if you've got a car, you're thinking, well, you know, I want to come out, I want to do something to it, but I don't know what to do. Go down and speak to somebody who's got a car similar,
Yep.
and they'll be able to give you some advice.
Yeah. Well, that's, we're well known for that because in other forms of motorsport you have to pay to get into the pits, but not so with drag racing.
No.
And you can go down there, and the guys are pretty friendly. I mean, it's none of this secret squirrel, you know.
No, it's not. No. You can go down and
Secret
speak to Joe
women's
Sabello.
business and stuff like that.
Well, if you go down and speak to Joe Sabello, you know,
Yeah.
Joe might look like he's in a cranky mood, but that's just Joe. He's not in a cranky mood. He's always happy to talk about drag racing. He's probably done the most passes down this quarter mile than anybody in the country.
Oh, without a doubt.
What he doesn't know about this quarter mile is not really worth knowing on a Wednesday night. Now we're back into the bikes, the big Kawasaki ZX14. That is a big bike. I reckon if I sat on it, I wouldn't be able to touch the ground. Not that that's not unusual. Just ask Ben. But I'm trying to work out what this bike is beside him. The rider's got a Ducati vest on, so I'm leaning towards Ducati.
No, I thought it looks like the guy that races in Royal Enfield here in the Speed Addict thing, but that's pretty quick, 11:31, so I don't think it's him. I think they've, in the street bike, they've got a cut-off of 10 seconds flat. Can I just say, great.
From DJ Prowse up in Newcastle. He said to say, great commentary on the weekend, Les.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's really encouraging. But, yeah, it's like these two bikes. A lot of people, when the bikes are on in any race meetings and like junior dragsters, they, you know, sort of go and get refreshments and things like that. But I really enjoy. I even like the junior dragsters.
I love
Those
junior dragster.
Kids are all pumped up. Have you now they've got a AA JD.
I did see that they've got AA JDs.
Yeah, 760s they can
I
run.
know. I can't wait for that. And I'll tell you what, I've always had this running joke that I actually want to have a drag race. But you see, years ago, Les, I wanted to have a friendly junior drag race.
Yeah.
Me versus Chad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it never happened.
Yeah.
But I reckon it'd be a lot of fun.
Well, they
I'm not too short, thank you very much. They didn't adjust. They didn't.
There was a
panel van man. He hasn't seen me sit in a junior dragster, so. I don't need a child's seat to see over the steering wheel. I can. I've actually sat in a top fuel dragster, and when I'm at my normal height.
Gee, Stewie, you were lucky you didn't get sucked in through the injectors. The hat.
I read the whole comment. Thanks, panel van man.
Yes, they got.
Remind me if I come to South Australia, I'm not cooking for you. All right.
Oh wow, that's tough. You're, Gee, Stewie.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, he knows. He knows.
Well, that's it. You know. Like,
Nah, it's all good. We have a little.
We haven't seen you on My Kitchen Rules or anything on those.
Nah, they
chef
wouldn't.
things.
They wouldn't let me on My Kitchen Rules.
Oh no, because you're a seasoned.
I'm a seasoned veteran.
Well, you're a seasoned professional.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Been doing it long enough. All right. That sounds like Mr. Richards down there.
He's got to go on this time.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. 1.82 in the 60.
Yeah, because 269. He's got the top end now.
1060, good run.
Yeah, at 130 point. That's a gimme for 131.
It is, isn't it?
It's got to be 98 or 99. People say, oh, geez, you're a bit tough.
Considering he hasn't got a lot of miles on that bike either, that's a damn good pass for him. It's his gentleman down here on the Jaxa 1000. It's got the party lights on board. This thing would look pretty good going down George Street back in the day too, you know, with those neon lights.
I tell you what, Stuart, he would have been a big hit at King's Cross. They don't call it King's Cross anymore. It's bloody Potts Point.
Yeah, Potts Point, yeah. 9.07 with an 8. 153. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
Gee, that's
if that's not a PB, it is damn close to a PB. That is awesome. Now, am I copying it? Am I?
We've got one of these little purple people eaters down here. These little Hyundai i30s, N
Yeah, the
For the-
I-30N.
Gee, they honk too.
They do, Les, and we're very
Not too bad.
very fortunate, Les, that in Hornsby, which is about 15, 20 minutes from my place, there's a workshop in Hornsby called Cherry Tuning.
Oh, right.
And their primarily customer base is the KTM scene, and they do a lot of work on these I-30Ns and Kias.
Oh, do they?
They
Yeah.
do a little bit of JDM stuff as well.
Yep.
But they've actually got a time attack car. It's an I-30N. It's
Yep.
got a massive big wing off the back of it.
Yep.
It runs in the club sprint. Okay. But no, Tristan and the team there, they've got a good customer base, and a lot of their customers do bring their cars out here. There is a couple of cars in the build at the moment that are on hoist. And those guys are very, very busy. But, there's one car that wanted to go water to methanol injection on the I-30N. Obviously, these cars are even, and I mean this very, very nicely and very, very loosely. Look, the JDM scene's been around for years. So, your Toyotas, your Hondas and your Mazdas to a certain degree. All these KTM cars, like your Kias and the Hyundais, they don't have the R&D behind them like the Jap cars.
No.
But they're coming. It's
yeah,
coming. And
yeah.
it's coming along in leaps and bounds. And, they don't have the reliability as much as the Japanese.
Yeah.
But they're certainly as quick as what the Jap cars are.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've got the person that shares the house with me. I've got her little Kia Cerato. I mean, it's bog stuff. It probably wouldn't have enough guts to pull a greasy needle out of your backside type thing. But, he gets along. It does her pretty well and things like that. But, I remember those first Kias. Gee, they were terrible.
Yeah, they were.
Like those larders. Remember Peter Brock brought those larders in? Oh, no.
Well, I'll tell you
look
what,
at
the
this.
Mazda to half track. I'll tell you what, he's not backing off at half track either. This is on a pass.
Oh,
958 and 151. Rock and roll, sausage roll. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. That's what I'm talking about. Wednesday night off-street drag racing. That's got the rocket fired up.
And the pocket rocket as well. Into it, Stewie.
Oh, I love it, mate.
What's this? This is this little VW, whatever. If it was I don't think it's a Pussycat.
No, I think it might be a Golf R wagon actually.
Oh, okay.
This car is taking on the Falcon down here. Now the Fords the other week came out in force. We had some very quick Falcons out here.
Yeah.
But it tends to go in waves.
Yeah.
1 week we might have a lot of Euro. 1 week might have a lot of Fords, a lot of Holdens. So it depends on who's coming out.
Yeah.
But this is, and I say this figuratively speaking, for those people that are here at the track and have been coming to the track for a long time. Whilst this is not my event, I classify this as my baby. We here at Sydney Dragway pride ourselves not only on how we run the events and the efficiency we run the events, but also off-street drag racing has an important part in every state of Australia and the world. And, everybody that comes out and races or comes out and spectates, you're out here supporting your local drag strip. All these people that are here are doing it the correct way. They're not doing it on the street. They're doing it here. And the best part about it, Les, is that, you can come out in your standard race car. You're only racing yourself, or your street car. You're racing yourself. But you're going all around the world.
Yeah.
You are being live streamed
That's right.
all around the world. And people from other countries, we get a lot of people that tune in via YouTube and check out our event. And, they get to see cars that they may not necessarily see in their own country. And they get to see what we're doing.
Yep.
And it's an interesting thing to be a part of. And the street scene as a whole has just gone in leaps and bounds in the last three or 4 years. It's really exploded again at the street scene level, which benefits us here at the track, because if you're part of a car club, you want to come out and race, you can ring the office, you can book a lane, and you could have 10 of your cars racing against each other. You could have an inter-club battle.
Well, that's nothing new to this venue. There's always someone having a test and tune or a private deal on, and there's a lot of it's a lot of clubs get together, and if you're a member of one, there goes that little Toyota down there. It's a pretty quick little machine. There's a white one just around the corner from my place, but I'm looking at this Audi down here. What a special looking car that is. made by Audi's, property of Volkswagen. So is Lamborghini, by the way. Now, here we go with the... just
Les,
all eyes on
Les,
this one.
you just said one of my favourite words.
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Yes, I love Lamborghinis. I'll tell you what,
Same
Les,
here.
I reckon Lamborghinis look better than a Ferrari.
Yeah, well...
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I might be wrong in saying that. If there's anybody here at the track who's like a Ferrari fiend...
Yeah, but it's
Sorry, I
just...
had to put the double F in. But, you know, Lambos, I just love them. I love the
same
Lambos,
here.
and I love them at all forms, whether it's a street car or a GT car. It doesn't really matter, Les. They are just ooze sex appeal.
Yes, well, I think they're always aggressive looking, as sharp and pointed as they are. They've got really sharp, angular lines, whereas the Ferrari is more of a...
I reckon it's more a poser car.
Oh, yeah, but they're nice and curvy and sort of vivacious and
Well, you
things
see,
like that.
they've got that stigma about them too. You know, they've got
Yeah.
that stigma about
Yeah.
it because it's like a Volvo. If you drive a Volvo, you're meant to be an old guy with a grey hat and a straw hat. You know.
Why are you looking at me, Stu?
No, I'm not looking at you at all, mate. I'm looking at you because
Yeah, oh, well, that's it.
But you know, if you're a Ferrari,
Yeah.
you know, you've got to have that stigma. You know, you've got to have the designer clothing. You don't have to have the doof beats. But,
No.
you can, make a bit of noise. Whereas the Lamborghini, you just drive through traffic and you just sit there, windows up, and people still look at you and they go, yeah.
Well, they're really, the Italians they have a certain flavour for having, the fine finesseness of shapes and things like that. So that's why I like them.
Yeah.
And, they sort of haul the goods home. And very, very spectacularly as well. So.
Now, we've got the red lights flashing down on track at the moment. I can see our track walker down there just checking sector. Oh, okay, that's why.
Yep.
Somebody turned the taps on. Well, guys, just while we have got a bit of downtime in racing, we had a few words from some of our sponsors here at Aeroflow Race for Real with Les Binkhurst and the Rocket. We'll be back very, very soon.
Not slow.
Not difficult.
Not just ticking boxes.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. From fittings, fuel system components, intake solutions and even turbocharger systems, you can see it all at aeroflowperformance.com.
I've chosen to use VP Racing fuels since I was a teenager racing motocross, which was 21 years ago now. I just have a really personal trust with VP Racing fuels.
Running on the ragged edge of blowing up and not, a lot of it has to do with the race fuel, and that's what we rely on, VP Racing fuels.
VP has been making racing fuel for 43 years. They're the official fuel of multiple top series globally. No matter where we are in the world, no matter what fuel we need, it's always consistent, it's always perfect and exactly what we're expecting and our tuners expecting. They support myself, my Drift Alliance bros, and for that, I'm extremely thankful. Keep making amazing fuels, and we'll keep out there having fun.
BikeReview.com.au is Australia's leading website for performance and modified motorcycles. BikeReview.com.au is the only motorcycle-focused website to feature motorcycle drag racing on a regular basis. And in the words of editor Jeff Ware, our involvement with Sydney Dragway is our way of putting back into one of our favourite sports. BikeReview.com.au. Stay informed, up to date and entertained thanks to Para News. Para News is Parramatta and the Cumberland area's leading free and local newspaper, delivering the best content from on-the-ground journalists and providing businesses with direct access to potential customers. News, sport, entertainment, puzzles and so much more. Para News really is the heartbeat of Parramatta and Cumberland, and it's out every Tuesday. Get your free copy at selected locations in the area or check out paranews.com.au.
Bank said no to your home loan? Talk to us.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Whether you're building a street machine or a race car, Aeroflow Performance has a solution for you. Our ever-increasing range features boosted turbocharger systems, Bosch Motorsport products, X-Pro electrical systems, hoses and fittings, bang shift shifters, differential parts, and fabrication components. You can see it all on aeroflowperformance.com.
Drag racing is not just about the horsepower. There is also some cool science at play right here on the racetrack. These drag strips aren't just regular concrete. We treat it with a special kind of glue often referred to as traction compound. I usually twist my foot and it's all... This is designed to ramp up the traction of the track's surface. It's getting worse by the minute for us racers to go straight and fast. In drag racing, every millisecond counts. That's why the teams adjust the cars set up to suit the track conditions. Teams can assess the traction on the track by using this interesting device called a traction meter gauge. The bottom of the device has a rubber pad that mimics a racing slip. To measure the track's grip value, the user stands on the base, ensuring the rubber pad bonds with the racing surface. Turning the tall bar on the top of the device will rotate the rubber pad. When the bond breaks...
That's a cranky little thing, isn't it? But that's very sporty.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Aeroflow Race for Real right here at Sydney Dragway. It's about to get loud.
Well, this little high decibel, high revving little Mazda R100, and it's really trying to belt out a sound. So I hope it's been a bit off of in a couple of the earlier runs now, but it's sounding, I don't know what he's done to it, if anything, but it is sounding a lot crisper. Oh, he's going to wait. So there goes the Golf. Here he goes. Oh, he had the front end up off the ground, it would appear.
Well,
now he's going.
62 there, Les. 1.60 in the 60. So
gee, that's
starting
not
to
bad.
get a handle on getting that car off the line. 11.73 to 117. And Herbal goes, Mike is open, yes we know, and Brap, hey Herbal, we've got to love rotaries here on a Wednesday night. I love them, but I'll tell you what, it's about, I mentioned KTM earlier, we're about to get into some serious JDM now. We've got the Evo out here, which is not a dirty word, and it's taking on the A90 Supra, which has done a ripper of a burnout. I know it's got a BMW engine in it. I know it's not a 2J, but damn, those cars look sexy. I'll tell you. And,
well, wait till next year. Oh, no, the year after, 26. I think they're coming into Bathurst. They were saying.
Yeah, they'll be running a V8 on the bonnet.
Yeah. So we'll see that one down there looks really, really flash.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't
it actually looks better in silver. Actually, that's a different style bonnet as well, which I've never actually seen before.
No, I think it's maybe it's an aftermarket one, or you get it through their high performance arm of Toyota.
Well, 1.82 in the 60 there for the Supra. The Evo 3.03 in the 60. Now, it is four-wheel drive. They are a little bit tricky to get off the start line. But 11.25 at a 1.25, and the Evo goes 15.47.
Yeah, something went wrong with it. I had a ride in one of those little Lancer Ralliarts.
Yes.
Yeah, gee, they, like he parked it over a ditch, but the right-hand rear wheel, the suspension's that stiff, it was just dangling, it had nothing underneath it. It was an incredible little car.
Well, the Supra down there in the rocket lane, you can see the wheels spinning on the start line.
Yeah.
Just trying to get traction at 12.31 to an 11.12 as we've got another Falcon taking on the Skyline.
Yeah, I'm sort of suitably impressed with that. That's a big, heavy car.
Yeah, it's
You
not,
know,
it's not light.
No, it's one of those. It's like Victor's.
57?
Yeah, it's his. No, it's Victor
red light.
Satlogianus with that
Chevy
big, Monte Carlo. That's a 3,700 pound car. You know, like that's big.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, guys, we've just got the red lights on again, so we're just going to have a bit of a hold up of racing. Just while we've got the hold up of racing, guys, if you're here at the track and you're dying for a coffee, make sure you do go up and see Denise and Mel up at Go Nuts for Donuts. You can grab yourself a 6-pack of freshly cooked donuts and coffee. I tell you what, Benji and I have a coffee before we start, and it kicks my brain into gear and kicks Ben's brain into gear as well. And they're a nice bunch of people, but most of all, it tastes the freshness and donuts. But if you're down in the pits and you're hungry, do go down the Top Fuel Cafe and grab yourself a bite to eat as well. Now, we're just pushing the cars back, so I say we're probably going to get the tractor out and do a little bit of a
laps.
rub.
Yeah. Stewie, you did mention it was Go Nuts for donuts.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I thought it might have just stuck a different vowel in there.
No.
Go Nuts for donuts. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll just hand over to the big screen.
Yeah.
We're always in partnership with try to keep it as smooth running as young Benny.
Well, guys, I've just been told by Darin, who works here at the track, that you want to put this event into your diary. So if you're here at the track, guys, get your phones out, get up your calendar, because the 13th of November for Aeroflow Race for Real is going to be a theme night. But it's going to be a bit of an interesting theme night, because the theme is V8 versus inline 6.
Hey, that'll be interesting. Yeah.
It will be interesting, guys. So if you're a V8 fan, you can get up, get your mullet. I might even wear my mullet that
Joe
night.
Dirt.
Yeah, Joe Dirt. I might wear my red mullet. And then, of course, we've got the versus inline 6. So that's going to be a big night, guys. Aeroflow Race for Real.
Well, I might have to get a mate of mine. He's got a 320 cubic inch Hemi 6 in a Centura. So,
ooh, I like the sound of that.
Yes. At the Summer Nats early this year, pulled 442 horsepower at the rear wheels.
Ooh, that is hauling.
So he won the naturally aspirated 6-cylinder.
Well, I can tell you guys, Grudge Kings this on Saturday is going to be huge. Now, I'm just jumping onto their page right now to have a look. And they've got some serious cars which have entered for this weekend. Now, as I mentioned, we do have a couple of cars here tonight that are doing some testing. Alan Vella, who is here in his Cortina. Also,
yes,
doing a little bit of work. So that's going on as well. Now, also for Grudge Kings, Johnny Habib, who was here the other week
a name
with
I haven't heard for a while.
Simon Krieger. Of course, Kriegs won the jackpot here a couple of weeks ago, and he was pretty stoked. But of course, those two. Okay. If you missed the interview that I did with them, those two are like drag racing royalty here in Sydney. They're two fantastic guys. Of course, they're a big part of the Australian Pro Street Association, or APSA, which used to race around the country. And those styles of cars, guys, they're the style of cars that you're actually going to see here this weekend as part of Grudge Kings. But of course, Simon is bringing his new one-tonner that he's built. And because he brought it out here on a Wednesday night, and that thing was awesome. Johnny's got the Tirana fired up. Those two.
There's a show just on its own between those two.
Now, Sadek Racing, of course, Sam Sadek, as we know. Sam Sadek's going to be out here as well. And I'm not sure whether he's bringing the Camaro. Mm-hmm. But I hope he does, because not only do we love seeing new race cars, but for those people that haven't been here to the track to be able to see this car, it's a brand new Chevy Camaro, Les, with a 26B rotor.
26B?
26B rotary underneath the bonnet, prepared by Pack Performance.
The
Sadek Motor Group. And Jay will be out here, of course, with his 20B Mazda. And, you know, for those guys, particularly Sam, it's about getting data on the car and getting it out in front of people. And it's already starting to create a buzz. And one thing I should touch on too, we've got a PDRC round coming up in November, and it's going to be massive. Now, we've got Pro Import, which will be here, and I am super excited for this class. It's only exhibition, but, you know, we've got all these fantastic, very, very quick import cars like Zeus from Croydon Racing Developments. We've got the Don from Matook's Racing, Anthony Matook driving, obviously Sam with his car, and Jay. All these cars are capable of running into the 580s, if not quicker. And what better way to show it than in front of a massive crowd here at Sydney Dragway? And
yeah, well, I hope it is. I hope it is
we
a
want to
massive crowd.
Now, I've been saying, Les, and it goes around all forms of motorsport. You've been around motorsport in different capacities. Well, not just drag racing, but circuit racing as well. Tribal warfare. We love it, don't we?
Yeah.
We love it when the V8 guys give it to the rotary guys. We love it when the four-cylinder guys give it to the V6 guys. Yeah. This is the best part about drag racing. And I can tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very, very exciting time for drag racing in this country, because we're on the map now with Phil Reed running 372, the quickest top fuel pass ever in Australia. We've got one of the quickest. We've got Australian import cars in Zeus.
Yep.
It is the quickest. They are now trying to build it up to take on the world, to take it up to the 2Js. Of course, he runs an RB30 in that car. Anthony Matook's Racing.
Oh, yeah, those guys are sensational.
They are. They've already run a 585 in their Pro Mod, in their import Pro Mod. Queen Street Racing are very close to coming back too. They've got a brand new R35 Skyline with an RB30 underneath the bonnet of it. So you'll see that car out very, very soon doing some testing.
That'll be terrific.
So the sport at the moment is in an exciting phase, because there's people that are getting new cars. This import scene is now starting to explode, and the next thing to do to take it up to the next level is to bring it to these big events like the PDRC and show it in front of the world and in front of a massive house of spectators.
Yeah, at the best. I still maintain I've spent a lot of time in the US, but I build this place up, and they say, oh, well, you know, what are the stands? Are they like when you go to, say, the US Nationals at Indy? But all the stands are all made of, the aluminium seats, a bit like up north there at Willowbank. But, they've got all the scaffolding and every other. And they have a look at this and they say, wow, is this a race strip, a drag strip? And I said, yeah, this is it. We've got the shade over there because it does get hot here. The only other place, I think in Dubai, half the track is undercover.
Oh, well.
So it's, because to have a 44 or 45 degrees Celsius day there in the summertime that's just run of the mill. So, it does don't talk to them about increasing the temperature of the globe, because they're already at 45 degrees. I know that I've been in 47 degrees, and mate, it ain't nice.
No.
So, but they've got the big shading. But this facility here, pray tell, if it was full of spectators for one of these great events, and when you look at it too, Stewie, there's every car now. They're all imports.
Well,
there's different companies. Some of them might be sort of electric or hybrids and things like that. But I've seen new cars on the road, and I've never seen them before.
No.
So there's if the oyster opens and stuff like that, there's heaps of them out there. So you're right. It should augur well for drag racing.
It is. Now, Leah Ogden has been watching the live stream, and Leah, the date for that 6-cylinder or inline 6 versus 8-cylinder, that's the 13th of November, Leah. So put that in your phone. The 13th of November. It will be V8 versus inline 6, and that's the theme night for Aeroflow Race for Real here at Sydney Dragway. Well, guys, just while we've got the tractor out there just doing a bit of a clean-up in aisle 1. We'll get a few more words from some of our sponsors, and Les and I will be back very, very soon.
Very shortly.
Here at Aeroflow Race for Real.
On your Stu.
I've chosen to use VP racing fuel since I was a teenager racing motocross, which was 21 years ago now. I just have a really personal trust with VP racing fuels.
Running on the ragged edge of blowing up and not, a lot of it has to do with the race fuel, and that's what we rely on, VP racing fuels.
VP has been making racing fuel for 43 years. They're the official fuel of multiple top series globally. No matter where we are in the world, no matter what fuel we need, it's always consistent. It's always perfect and exactly what we're expecting and our tuners expecting. They support myself, my Drift Alliance bros, and for that, I'm extremely thankful. Keep making amazing fuels, and we'll keep out there having fun.
Aeroflow, famous for our massive range of hose, fittings and performance products. Air filters, oil filters, fittings, engine and transmission parts, fuel systems, tanks, silicone hose, exhaust, air conditioning, turbo and nitrous accessories and more. Get your free catalogue and shop online now at aeroflowperformance.com.
Bang shift shifters from Aeroflow Performance are truly the modern shifter for the modern age. Featuring a full bespoke billet case, all shifters are designed for right-hand drive vehicles with an LED lit gear position indicator. Available in either ratchet or gated options, as well as OEM replacement shifters for popular Holden and Ford vehicles. A large range of Bang shift spares are available for each shifter that includes shifter cables, brackets, lever and gate kits, trans brake buttons and drop boxes for the ideal mounting solution. Shift into gear and check out a full listing at aeroflowperformance.com.
How would it be if we funded a pilot program for you to run that enabled you to bring some vision impaired kids onto the Saints Play program?
Oh wow, that would mean the world. My reward is the smile on the kids' faces.
And since you've given so much to others, we'd also like to do something for you personally. How would it feel if Pepper sent you, your partner, and your daughter Molly to the Gold Coast for a few days?
Yeah, awesome. I don't know what to say. It amazes me. Thank you very much.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Aeroflow Race for Real. It's great. We are back racing, and we've got a Falcon doing a ripper of a burnout in the Aeroflow lane. He's taking on the Skyline. Just engine management helping out the driver of this car.
Wow.
Really nice guy drives this car as well. He actually said hello to me while I was coming back with my coffee. He said,
Yeah.
"Oh, Stu, here you go."
Oh, well, that's good.
Top
See?
bloke. But
Yeah.
he's out there having fun, and,
Yeah.
we hope to see more of the Datsun group back here at Sydney Dragway.
Yeah, well, that's a big surprise to me, that car. It's it runs really quick. There was another one that was here. It was manually shifted that was fairly quick as well. So, when I was young, all my cars were automatic. Now that I'm a fossil, all my cars are manual.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I started off on an auto, and then, one day I just thought, you know what, I want to go drive manual. So, did a couple of lessons in a manual and haven't looked back since.
Yeah.
So, now we've got the GTR down here, the R32 taking on the Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, it's a funny shape, that little Toyota. They must have sort of lost their way for one model. They didn't know whether to keep it, how to round off all the shapes and stuff like that. This is only from me talking. It's just my idea of, what I'm talking about is the shape of it. There's something missing, like a Triumph TR7 as we watch the Godzilla go down there for a 14.50 at 101.01. So he's got two jokers and three aces there. So that's a good full hand there. You've got all these other influential cars and things like that. So we'll have to I'm just keeping my eye out too, Stewie, for the battery.
Oh yes.
For the nicest car and
best presented and quickest.
Best presented and quick. Yeah. Gee, look at that. Gee, that's I'd love to see that. But this is a street meeting. This is fantastic. How long's it been going on for?
It's been going on for a long, long time. Big competition.
Someone's holding back. Someone in the establishment's holding back. They never told me. This is fantastic. Oh, nice lights there. 12.49 at 111 and a 13.42 at 103 in the rocket lane there. So some pretty stout performance here. If you can do 100 miles an hour over the quarter in a street car, you're doing really well. So close.
It was. All right, the VL down here in the Aeroflow lane, taking on the VT.
Was that only one side at the... okay, here comes the other one.
A bit of a turn of tyres there for the VL.
Yeah. That other Commodore in the rocket lane, he scarpered off an 0.75 reaction time. He should come here and go in Street Fighter. Or look at that, a 14.055 at 101 in the rocket lane. The 15.21 at 94 miles an hour over here in the Aeroflow lane. Well, here's this lady, Sammy Jo Johnson, and she did compete. I didn't realise, some of these Sammy Jo, I just sort of have to find out, whether it's a particular, not so much a gender, but Sammy Jo, she gets away 0.54 red light, but gee, that's a powerful car she's got underneath that bonnet, 11.76 at 114. And a 13.68 at 109 in the other in the rocket lane. She's pretty handy.
Yeah, Sammy Jo absolutely loves the drag racing, and of course it's not just in that class, Super Street. Of course, it's not about going super quick. It's about being consistent.
Yeah.
So, you could have the fastest car in the world, but when it's Dolly Roan racing, hey, there's people out there that know how to play the game, and there's people that don't.
Yeah.
Now, Eden out now, 1.56 in the 60. That's a better launch out of the Ute. This should be a 9. Yep, a 9.92 with a 4 at a 1.38 for Eden. So that's a step in the right direction there for the Area 51 Custom Performance Ute. All right, now, is that a Jaguar down there? Jaguar.
Yeah. Gee, you can tell you're a chef. With dealing with all these exotic recipes and things like that.
Well, it's only because, the suburb next to me is St. Ives. So, and if you are, like Michael Richards, who, he knows all about St. Ives as well. But, you got to pronounce it the right way. It's like Jaguar and then Mercedes, Although, I don't know.
I don't know. It looks like a Jag.
It's either that or a Tesla. Oh, it's a Tesla. That's what it is. I can see the EV on the back of it. So it's a Tesla. Just make sure, guys, if you are coming down into the water box area, you do keep your eye on Ange. Yep. She will tell you when you can start your burnout procedure. Okay? You don't just go straight through.
Yeah, flashing red lights
So please,
again.
to all our competitors, just keep an eye on Ange when you come into the water box, and she will instruct you when you can start your burnout. But no, it's a Tesla. So it's an electric thing.
One of the at one of the street meetings at Willowbank halfway through the year, I think in Super Street, one of the things brackets they had there, Tesla on it.
Oh wow! Well, there's a guy that I have a drink with now and again at my work. He's a putter, and he is always talking about these EVs. He's hell-bent on getting a Tesla himself. I looked at him and said, why? But anyway, that's his decision. But look, I know they're quick, but yeah, I don't think we're quite ready for electric drag racing just yet.
Oh, no, well, it's...
There is a place for it, but I just, you come to motorsport to hear loud engines and...
Yeah, well, there's there's a lot of other features in driver aids in cars now, Stewie, traction control. If you have a look at what's his name, Jim Raptis, he's got that Trackhawk, that Jeep. He's got a beautiful 60, I think it's a 68. I'm going to say a 68 Dodge Dart, but he's got a big Hemi in it. They didn't come out sort of like that back then. It's a GTS, Dart GTS. It's one of the only A-body small cars that Chrysler put a big block into from the factory. You could just go and order one, but stuck a Hemi in one. Of course, they have classes of racing, especially for those cars, Hemi cars, very spectacular. And my favourite racer in that category is a bloke called Jim Pancake.
Oh, Jim Pancake?
Yeah.
Is that buckwheat? I'm just asking.
I don't know what buckwheat. I know buckwheat as a fawn beigey coloured carpet for a car. Buckwheat.
Yeah, I know it's buckwheat pancakes, but anyway, we won't go through there. Now we've got the red lights, so I dare say we've got a few little drops on the sky. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, this is going to be a little bit hit and miss. But while we got this downtime, guys, we've got a few words from some of our sponsors. You hear it, Aeroflow Race for Real here at Sydney Dragway. We'll be back very, very soon.
Boosted turbochargers from Aeroflow Performance are designed for the automotive enthusiast who wants optimal performance at a competitive price. We have a range of turbochargers in both ceramic ball bearing and 360-degree journal bearing options to suit your power goals from 200 up to 3,000 horsepower. To help turbocharge your vehicle, Aeroflow Performance also have a large range of turbocharger accessories. From steam pipe turbo manifolds, external wastegates, and intake and exhaust solutions, you can have your car boosted in no time. For a full listing, check out aeroflowperformance.com.
Speed Addict Clothing Co. Fast clothes for fast people. Shop now at speedaddictco.com.au.
I have this incredible drive to succeed. I've just got this ambition, I want to get on the podium. I think there's a lot of people that have an older mentality and don't think women belong in motorsport. And that's one thing I'd like to prove a lot of people wrong. It's you in the car and it's your ambition and your drive to win. As soon as that helmet goes on, that's it. I'm Brooke Newson. I'm a sprint car and outlaw car driver.
Not slow.
Not difficult.
Not just ticking boxes.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. Aeroflow Performance provides a wide range of high-quality performance products for racers, street machines and hot rodders. From fittings, fuel system components, intake solutions and even turbocharger systems, you can see it all at aeroflowperformance.com.
Hi guys, just quickly, we do have a little bit of wet stuff. So we've got the tractor out there at the moment, which is just doing a little bit of a clean up. It's not too bad, guys. So, and I've been looking at the weather map. We should be back to racing very, very soon. And I'll tell you what, guys, we've got what looks like a McLaren, possibly a white McLaren that was sitting out the back in the staging lanes as well. So, hopefully, now. My All right, guys, we're about to get back into racing. The engines have fired up, which is fantastic. Great job by our track crew out there. We've got the Tesla that'll be taking on the Saffron XD panel van. So, yeah, I can see all your comments on the live stream. They're giving it to the Tesla driver. Be nice, guys. I mean, I know it's a Tesla, and I know generally that water and electricity doesn't mix, but he's still out there, and he's still having a go. No, Cliff, I actually just got given a sausage sandwich, and a little bit just went down the wrong way, so my apologies. I thought I got it all out, but unfortunately, just a little bit stuck in the tooth.
These are yummy.
They are. Big thank you to Michael Richards. Of course, it's his birthday today as well. Happy birthday, Michael.
Yeah.
And you're going to get back out on the bike? Not tonight? Okay.
Geez, I tell you what, that Tesla's taken it up to the panel. That panel van's a 10-second. Oh, I'm not quite sure what happened there, the old PV.
No, I'm all right now, Cliff. Cliffy, I'm okay, mate. Just so you know, mate, I am okay.
Oh, I didn't look at the time. Did you see the time for that?
Yeah, it was only a 12.7. I was expecting,
a 7.7.
I was expecting that to be a little bit quicker, just quietly. But once again, guys, great job by our Sydney Dragway track crew down there to get this track up and running. The ute out, doing what utes do best. A little bit of the old hippie shake. Off the start line. I love it when they get a little bit of attitude, but this is going to be a tight race. Who's got it? I think the Holden might have it. Yes, he does.
He's got it. Gee whiz, that was, look at the car, an 11.85 to 11.37. So it's half a tenth in it. Gee, that was close.
Ray Lulak, who's watching via the live stream, he said, go to the Tesla.
That's it. It's
well. All right, Chevy Nova back out, running a little bit of nitrous. This guy's been having fun tonight, and he's doing a very, very good job in this car as well.
Yeah, well, that's the guy over in the in your Aeroflow lane there, Stewie. He hasn't done too bad either. Very sharp-looking car, nice burnout, but that little Nova, that's the car that I drove in America that had a Mr. Goodwrench 383 in it, and went 752 over the 8th. Well, now he's got it going. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. Did you hear that? That's sort of really crunchy, growly. Anyway, he runs it through for a 12.79 at 85 over in the Rocket Lane. I'm not quite sure what went wrong there.
All right, the Camaro. Now, I thought it was a McLaren, but my eyes must have been deceiving me, and it was the Camaro back out, so my apologies, but I do love this car. It's great to see it back out. It's good to see the driver bring it out, and particularly now it's got a set of radials on the rear end of it, and making good use too.
Oh, yeah, it takes off. Those LT motors or something else. That'll be the next craze when people can afford just the motors.
Well, I'll tell you what, just the way that car leaves the start line as well. It's very, very well set up, just hunkers down in the back, goes straight, 11.04 with 2. I'll tell you, it's not far off getting into the 10s.
10s, no, just a... Whoa.
It is a bit humid out there today as well, so that will be sapping a little bit of horsepower out of all our cars. It's got this beautiful looking VS Commodore down here. I'll tell you what, if Mark Thomas was here, he would be standing up and his eyes would be bulging. He loves his Holdens. Of course, Mark's away on work, so that's why he's not here this week. And the Bushman's had to go into race control. But the Bushman is here.
Oh, look at this.
Well, I'll tell you what, the BMW out the 1.76 in the 60. The Holden got out of the hole pretty well too, 1.69. But the Boomer is going to take the win at 11.63 to a 12.37 there for the Commodore's RS5 is about to come out now, our regular in his Audi, and taking on the BMW. The first timer, and we welcome all our first timers here to Aeroflow Race for Real. And what a way to have your first time down the track in the new BMW.
Yeah, this is the one. Instead of got the grill pieces that are horizontal, they've got them vertical on this one.
Ray said, Stewie, next Wednesday night, bring your helmet. I'll convert you to an EV fan. Ray, you're going to let me drive it? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You want me to drive the EV? I'm actually a bit worried because I'm not used to driving a car without a motor in. So we'll see how we go. But nevertheless, I think it'd be an interesting experience. We've got the Subaru WRX down here in the rocket lane against this very quick BMW.
Yeah, that's that black one. That's a real honker machine there.
So there is a McLaren. My apologies.
Yeah,
yes, the
you were right.
320S. 720S, sorry. Beautiful looking.
Wow.
Beautiful looking car. Every time I see one of these, the first thing that comes to my head is Shane Van Gisbergen winning the 12-hour in his McLaren.
Yeah.
Which is up at the Motor Racing Museum. Well, 10.01 with a 9, 140 miles per hour. Wow.
Yeah, that's not. Look at that, a 10. He'll be in the 9 soon. That's a really, really handsome looking car. Look at it. Wow. Not very often, but this is what's good about off-street racing, Stewie. You get all these cars, and some of those other fancy ones, they look as if they're bone stock, and a lot of them are, but this is what comes from the factory there. So it gives a greater variation of the style and the size of the engines and whether it's chemically or...
Well, the VK's out of there, 1.50 in the 60 and offered at half track. Wow. Wow.
That guy in the McLaren, that's probably exactly what I'd do. Mosey on down.
I'll tell you what, 6.45 at 100 miles per hour there for the VK. At half track, that is
At
crazy.
half track, yeah, look at that. And only 58, yeah, well, of course he backed off. Oh, look at the smoke coming out of this.
Oh, yeah, we've got the Falcon
Burnout
down here. Looks
Central.
like it's come from Blakehurst, judging by the sticker on the rear end of his car. And he's taking on Cracked, one of our regulars out here in the VF Commodore. This car,
wow.
These guys race it a fair bit. We're lucky here in Sydney, Les. We've got about 3 very quick VF Commodores that are sub 10-second cars. And the fastest is Halil Mustafa. He runs a set of radials on his VF GTSR and runs 9.3 seconds.
Gee, that's quick.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Jeez.
So, you know, the that platform has come a long, long way in a very short amount of time too, Les. So,
well, they were saying that, you know, like the suspension and everything, the cars are now just running on the ragged edge because they need a new composite chassis or something else different to handle horsepower. Look at that. It's going to run at 10.20 at 136 in the Aeroflow lane and a 10.428 Cobra Jet at 148.89.
Well, I told her, low 10-second pass there for Cracked. Now, this Falcon that is down here, I believe this is a real street Falcon. Now, if this is the one that was here last week, from memory, I think the number plate was Lagan. He's taking on Dominic Peroni in his Real Street VF Commodore. So both these cars dip into the mid to high 9s. Both of them don't need a roll cage or a parachute. They've got 4-wheel disc brakes and
airbags.
And they've got the license. So just this driver in the VK coming up the return road. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. That was a killer half-track pass there from the VK. That was awesome. Oh, Dominic out, 1.51 in the 60. This is a good pass, 9.71 for Dom to a 10.21 at 1.36 for the Falcon.
Gee whiz, half a second difference. Not
All
much.
right, big Victor Slogianis coming out now in the Chevy Monte Carlo, the big block. 454 cubes of American Yankee iron about to be unleashed down the Aeroflow lane. He's taking on this turboed Falcon.
Yeah, well, it's good. It'll take a fair bit to get that. Oh, he's off. Gee, that's pretty sharp takeoff. 1.660 footer for a big car like that. As I said, it's 3,700 pound because the Americans have got, instead of 2,240 pounds to the tonne, they've got 2,000. So it's nearly a 2-tonne car. And a nice little burnout down there, and a 13,340 for the car in the Rocket Lane. Louis Eunice from Smithfield in just down the road there a bit along, what is it, Cumberland Road? Somewhere around there.
Yeah,
Holden,
down to
Tirana.
Smithfield.
Yeah, Smithfield, Chevy 434.
They used to go down to Smithfield for kebabs a number of years ago.
Oh.
But 434 cubes of Chev power on board there for Louis Eunice in his soup sedan, designated Holden Tirana. Of course, the Eunice name, no strangers to drag racing.
No,
they've been around.
been around for a while. Yeah, I can remember back in the, around 2010.
Wow.
Oh, there goes the shift light. You can see that
1.31
light.
to 60. This is on, Les.
Gee, go. Oh.
1.13. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the Eunice team.
Yes. Didn't Mazda have a Unos? Yeah, they had a Mazda Unos. It was a strange-looking thing. But just in a passing message, now we're into a couple of motorcycles.
Yeah, I think we've got Michael Riches up here in the studio with us, and BMW S1000R.
Gee, look at that.
And the ZX14. Yeah, ZX14. That's a good pass for that rider as well. And the BMW with a 10.86. We're seeing a lot more BMW 1,000cc bikes starting to make their way out here at our Aeroflow street meets.
And they're not sort of like the Dakar type bikes. They're sort of like crossovers, and they're very, very stylish. And geez, they're reliable. Geez, that's a nice Monte Carlo. I'm not a chef person, as you know, but I can appreciate a well-prepared and well-maintained car.
Well, there's not a lot of those cars in the country as well, those big Chevy Monte Carlos.
Oh, gee. In the Rocket Lane runs at 10.99 at 123, and over there just a tad slower.
We're very lucky that we have a great contingent of motorcycle riders. As I said earlier, guys, big thank you to Sydney Random Rides, who definitely bring their members out and really do it the right way. And of course, they do a lot of stuff the right way. They have rides for LMP plate riders as well to give them some experience. But they love their drag racing, and it's a great community to be a part of. 1090 in the Rocket Lane to a 12.12. Now, we've got 1,000cc Jackson down here with the party lights. Now, they're gone blue this time.
Yeah.
I thought they stayed pink, but now they're gone blue. And Mr. Riches out there in the Rocket Lane on board Michael's old bike. Yes, and current state championship bike. You're not running the nitrous on that bike anymore, are you? No. No.
Right,
but this has still got an air shifter on it, Les.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Yep. What's going on here?
Just been told to put his visor down.
Oh, right.
All right. Well, this rider here in the Aeroflow lane has already gone 9.01. Can he get this into the 8s? 9.15. 10.62 there for Mr. Riches. So good consistent racing from him.
Yeah, that's good. They're really going.
All right, Sydney Dragway's own Mr. Bean out now. That's Dave Muscat down there in the Aeroflow lane. Dave has been racing for a long, long time. He's actually got a front engine dragster that he's in the process of building. Not sure when we will see that car, but he's working on it slowly. A bit of a red light there for Dave. He's generally pretty quick on the lights as well, Dave.
Yeah, 074. Did you realise that, did you know that Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean, has a higher IQ than Mr. What's his name? Einfeld?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, he's got a IQ of 180 plus. And he's made his millions playing an idiot. Or a fool.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got, as I mentioned earlier, we've got the V8 versus inline 16 night coming up on the 13th of November. So they say AUs can do amazing things. Well, we're about to find out because it's taking on the VZ Commodore. Unfortunately, my friend who's an IHRA official is not here tonight, and he swears by the AU Falcon. They weren't a very good-looking road car, let's be honest, but as a race car, they looked sensational.
Yeah,
and the Commodore got it 16.13 to a 16.26 there.
Yeah, not much difference between those two. About separated by just a small amount in that miles per hour as well.
Yes, I realise it's the wrong mini panel van man, but you know, I just like calling Dave that just to stir him up, gets him in the mood.
Geez, that's good that you can read all that stuff there, Stewie. That's mighty fine work. I'd have an Ice Cube's hope in hell to follow on all that.
No, well, you see, panel van man, the reason why I call him Mr. Bean, aside from driving Mini, it's just, it usually gets him into a bit of an, you know, he gets angry, and generally when he gets angry, he does pretty well on the lights.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. Oh, as long as he doesn't want to drive the car up the stairwell and
Oh, no.
drive
Well,
it
he
in
wouldn't
there.
do that. No.
Oh,
He never comes up here in the studio. Now, Mr. Saul Bellow hasn't been back.
No.
So I don't know whether he's got a bit of an issue with the car or...
He did back off in one of his runs.
Oh,
he
okay.
did back off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did he? Oh, right.
Well, 12.76 there in the Aeroflow lane to a 16.59. The GR Yaris coming out now. This is a car that really took me by surprise, I must admit, when it first came out. Being a 3-cylinder turbo, you know, I was thinking, 3-cylinder, what are they going to get out of it? Well, I'll tell you what, when they're running 10s out of these things, with the correct modifications, and it really opened my eyes. But he's taking on the regular down here in his Falcon. But of course, the four-wheel drive out of the GR Yaris, 2.14 in the 60. Nice and straight down the rocket lane.
Yeah, it's a tough little car, you know, very, very surprised. 1390 at 100 miles an hour. There you go.
Now, I think I just opened up a can of worms here, Les, because Crash Diet just said the AU was the best-looking Falcon since the 1970s. What are you on about? Well, to be brutally honest, Crash Diet, I was a Holden man, and look, my favourite models of Falcon, which everybody knows what they are. It's the XA to XCs. They were favourite models of Falcons. Now, the RX-7 down here in the Aeroflow lane, we got a little bit more rotor power, which is great to hear. Let's see what he does. The 1609.
Yeah, I don't think he had his foot flat to the floor past the 1,000 foot, and just moseyed on down for that time. Oh, gee, the guys don't mind having and gals, of course, they don't mind coming around and having a slash all the time. Go at it.
It's about racing yourself. Yeah, I agree with you, Dan. The big XP Coupe. I love the XP Coupe. My actual favourite car, which I'm proud to say, Dan, who we've actually got one in our family, is an original XC Cobra. So, and manual as well.
Manual, oh yeah.
So one of the early ones they brought out. But no, I do love that body shape. It is just tough. It's tough sitting still, and it looks great. We've got a guy that actually comes out here. He's got a barra swapped.
Oh, has he? Oh,
XA
yeah, but
Falcon.
that's to me, that's, if you want to sort of like street rod it type of thing, that's just a natural progression. You know, you get those big cars and put a barra in it and turbo, mate. Sin City.
All right, we've got another Volkswagen wagon down here in the Aeroflow lane.
Yeah.
As I can hear that little cranky Mazda 1300 from SIC 100 Racing, Fire into Life.
Is that the yellow one? It'd have to be.
Oh, it is.
Daffodil yellow or something.
Now, there's a gentleman who's just walking down in the viewing area with his fingers in his ears. So does this gentleman here.
That's the usual.
It really isn't
thing
that
to
loud.
do.
Oh, there's a couple of people down there. Take your fingers out of your ears. Let it sing. Yeah, I agree, Ray. The XP Falcon is a beautiful looking car. I'm not going to disagree with you on that one at all. Peter, that's right, mate. The little 1300 from SIC 100. Love the sound of this car. Absolutely love it. And I mean, I'm no secret the fact that I love rotaries and I love import cars. And I'll tell you what, 1.58 in the 60 this time. So a little bit better off the start line, but may have just missed a gear as you got past 60 foot. There was a big puff of smoke that came out of it.
Yeah.
But 1.58 and 60 out of that car. That's the best 60 foot he's done all night.
And now he's got to go. What's that down there? Is that a sort of
That's
RX?
an FC.
No, it's down here.
Yeah, it's an FC.
Oh,
I think.
That's the series of a...
I think it's an FC.
Right.
RX-7. He's going to be taking on the Forester by the look of it.
Yeah, well, he's got some rather flash signage up the lower half of the car.
Yeah, it's good to see. And I
Good
mean, if you're
contrast, yeah.
racing your car, guys, jump on the live stream. Let us know, because if you've got a sponsor or garage that's helping you out, hey, we're happy to help them.
Yeah, although that's where I'm so used to having all this information, and then you can sort of like talk around it and about it and things like that. But anyway,
yeah, a lot of it's going on muscle memory up here. G'day, Halil. How are you, buddy? I was just talking about you earlier, mate. You must have heard me, mate. We miss you here racing tonight. We've got cracked out here tonight, Halil, but we're missing the green machine, mate. Hopefully we'll see you back very, very soon.
yes, there must be something. Oh no, that around the start areas they're giving a bit of a mop up, doing some housekeeping.
Yeah, just a little mop up. We've got the Foz about to come out now, the Subaru. And if you're looking for parts for your import or your V8 or 6, make sure you do check out aeroflowperformance.com.au, or even better, guys, if you're down near the scrutineering shed, grab yourself a copy of the Aeroflow Performance parts catalogue and you'll be able to have a flip through it. There's probably something in there for your car. If there isn't, give them a call and I'm sure they'll be able to source something for you or send you in the right direction as well, guys. That's running fat. A lot of black smoke out of the car in the rocket lane. The Foz out with a 2.19 in a 60. That thing is fueled up big time in the rocket lane. And a 14.22.
Sure is. Look at it. And putting 107 and 115 miles an hour. That's it's getting there very, pretty quick. As I say, if you've got a street car that does in a quarter 100 miles an hour, you're doing.
Well, I had that happen to me this afternoon on the way here to the track. I had a Nissan Navara next to me that decided to act like a steam locomotive up the Great Western Highway and black soot everywhere. And I'm like, I miss it. It was great.
What, the diesel?
Yeah, I miss the diesel. I know they say dirty old diesels, but I tell you what, when Gold Rush comes in, we have a ute that comes out here.
Yeah.
It's a big Dodge Ram.
Oh,
and it runs radials on all four corners. It's a diesel drag car.
Is it?
Yes. It is awesome. It is awesome. Runs in the 9s, Les.
9s?
Yep.
Big thing like that.
Yep.
Got to be nearly 3 tonne.
Yeah, big Cummins diesel.
Yeah, it's probably the big Cummins too, not the 5.9.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those, yeah. It's probably the V8 one, not the 6-cylinder Cummins.
Yeah, it's a V8, yep. All right, RS5 coming out now against the Evo. Oh, yes, we've lined them up.
Yeah,
Supra
good.
against Supra. Top stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I see. That's why you're not here, Lulu. You've got to get a parachute. Oh, that's fair enough.
Geez, that the guy in the Aeroflow lanes really, he's getting close to that centre line. But
Yeah,
anyway,
he
he's going to he makes it 11.058 at 122 and a 13.13 with a 5 at 110 over there in the Rocket Lane. Oh, decent size burnout from the Super in the Aeroflow lane. Yeah, I think that's welcome back, Stu.
I say that very nicely, by the way. I did say that to you off mic, but you know, I didn't want people to actually hear that. Yes, there's stuff that we don't say on the mic. There's stuff that we do say off the mic.
Yeah,
but there's a big lot of wheel
Ooh,
spin off.
gee, look
tell
at
you
that.
what, son, you want to be a bit careful. We say it now and again. If you tyres are spinning, guys, number one, you're not going anywhere. But secondly, this track is very unforgiving.
Yeah.
You know, you can spin the tyres, you could grab it, it could shoot you straight into the wall. So
yeah, correct.
just be mindful, guys, that if you are racing out there, guys, and your tyres are spinning, please just get off it. It will save your car and also save your wallet.
Mm. Yes, because if it kicks, you know, it's like a motorbike when they slides and then turns the other way and throws the rider off.
That's like a tank slapper.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what happens to the car. I've had a few of them.
Yep.
Mate of mine, the big Chev Bel Air, running in the clothing company series. Oh, gee, that guy's out of there as well. He, where that guy standing down there, he's just straight into the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, big comeback. Oh, he rounded him up too. Yeah. Runs on 11.07 at 125. That's nearly a 10-second car and a 13.15.
All right.
Over there in the Rocket Lane.
Skyline versus Skyline.
Yes. Well, you could say, no, I'll say a late model Skyline and an early model Skyline.
Yeah, very early model Skyline. The 2000 GT, I think it was, from memory.
I thought it was even. They had those 240Ks. I really liked them, but the Japanese have put the external flares and sunk it down into the woods. They look really tough. This is a bit of a race here we've got, Stu, but I think the Rocket Lane there will get there first. Yeah, he does. He runs a 13.70 at 100 miles an hour and 102 miles an hour and a 14.136 seconds in the Aeroflow lane.
Well, a nice strong burnout there from
beauty.
the wagon and wagon number plates. And I've always said, Les, and I've said this to Mark and Steve numerous times, I've always loved wagon drag cars.
Yeah.
They just look horn. They really do. And I wish people would build more of these Commodore wagon drag cars, particularly for Slammer. Now, this car heading towards the centre line, not where you want to be. You want to guide that back into the centre of the lane. There is no grip in the centre there. 12.51 though for the car in the Rocket Lane, but that Commodore down there is out no man's land and a 16.17.
Yes, he's riding on the edge of the cliff there. Here we go in the Aeroflow lane. Nice at that red VL down here. Once it gets going, it's got a bit of mumbo in it. So we'll get that down. Gets out with an 0.91 reaction time. Any reaction time with a 0 in front of it is the pretty accomplished racer.
Yeah, the Subaru WRX down there in the Aeroflow lane. Just running on through, 15.18 and a 17.84. Sammy Joe's about to come out. And Zico,
this'll be
yes,
good.
I remember your little Mazda MX-5. Of course, one of the most famous, or I guess you could call it a wagon, was Michael King's old hearse.
Yes,
that he used to race at the old track.
Yep.
The Holden Commodore hearse, the big slammer, complete with the coffin in the
Coffin
back,
in
which
it,
then
yeah, that
became
was
the
it.
Undertaker.
Yeah, that was a neat body style back then.
It was. It was
really well done.
Beautifully turned out car, and it turned a lot of heads when it first came out as well. All right, Sammy Joe, a bit of spin of the tyres there for Sammy. 0.064 on the tree.
She's got a good start here, Stewie. Look at this. She's stretched it right out. Look at that.
Still down a little bit on the
Yeah.
ET for her, but...
12:37.
All right, Eden out now in the Area 51 Turboed LS. Sika, how are you, Sika? Sika's tuning in from Finland.
Oh, rightio.
How are you, mate?
What time? It's really early morning. This is only about probably 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Sika.
There you go. Oh no, the out in the rocket lane there, he's darted out, runs a 14.16 at 103 and a 10.83 to 138. Ooh, that's honking as well in the Aeroflow lane. Now here's that Tesla again.
Yep.
It held its was up against the that mighty Falcon panel van and held its own. I dare say he might. Yeah, is it?
Yeah, it's midday over in Finland.
Midday.
Oh, yeah, midday over in Finland.
Oh, right. Oh, good.
Well, thanks for tuning in, Sicko. It's great to have you a part of our live stream. Of course, tuning in via YouTube. But most of all, thank you to all our spectators that are here tonight and enjoying the racing as the Aeroflow lane gets out with a 1.61 of the 60. That's a pretty damn good time, 11.52. For that car to a 13.16 as the VF Commodore comes out against the nitrous-assisted Chevy Nova.
Yeah, well, 11.60 for the, what's his name there from the Tesla, because, you've got to remember that battery's got a lot of weight in it. You know, they are a heavy car.
Well, I think too, actually I had somebody ask me during the week if we had charging stations here at the track, and I went, no.
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 We don't have a petrol station.
No, we don't even have a petrol bowser here.
Yeah.
No. All right, we're about to let loose the Nova up against the VF Commodore. Not too much between them in the 60-foot. There's only 5/100ths of a second between them. But the Nova with the giggle gas running on through 10.96 with the one at 129 to a 12.02. Put your hands together, guys. That was a sensational
good little run.
That was an awesome pass.
That was fantastic. It looked good from here. Those little Novas, the 64, 65 Novas, they're really light.
Sika's saying it's 19 degrees over in Finland at the moment.
19?
Yeah.
Gee, who gets sunburned?
I reckon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, there, it's 19 Celsius. Oh, that's still pretty good.
Yeah. Got Eden coming up the return road in the Ute. Well done, Eden. Nice and consistent tonight. 11.08 there for the Camaro.
Yeah, no, car in the rocket lane kept him honest.
All right, got another VF Commodore down here in the Aeroflow lane, taking on this beautiful looking Falcon. Ooh. Beautifully presented car, that Falcon, actually. I actually got to go on a limb and say he's in the running for the $500 Odyssey batteries voucher tonight.
Yeah, but it's...
For the best looking, but best performing is going to be part of it as well. So...
Yeah, well, there's a couple of those too, and they're, check it out. He's gone. 1.6.
Well, see what he's got on this pass, Les, because the Commodore's coming back at him. But an 11.24 there for the Falcon.
Oh, yeah, the Commodore there, 126.36, so he was coming on with the big top-end charge.
All right, Violet Rumble out now in the Aeroflow lane, about to take on RS5.
There was a little junior dragster had, it was back in, let me say, I want to say about 2013. It was a little, it was Violent Rumble.
Oh, sick. Well, maybe, I don't know, I wonder if they're related.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the Falcon's got. I'll tell you what, we know the Audi's very quick out of the hole with the four-wheel drive quattro system, but I'll tell you what, Violent Rumble is keeping him honest. 1.50 on the 60. Is the Audi going to round him up? No, he doesn't. 10.94 with a 3 at 1.24 for Violent Rumble. Oh, yeah, baby. That was a drag race.
That was beaut, and for such a big car too.
All right, this beautiful-looking VS Commodore up against the R35 GTR. No, it's not a Skyline. It's an R35 GTR. because Adrian Hodson picked me up on that a number of years ago. And
Adre, how's he going?
well, Adrian's been well. He's
Has
been
he?
out riding his bike a fair bit and
Right.
still very much involved in the car scene.
He had a lot to do with some of that. Gee,
Yeah,
look
he
at
did.
that Nissan Go now. Is it a 3.7 or a 3.5, do you know?
It's another 35.
Yeah, 35.
And 11.13,
Three.
125.
Yeah, that's honking. Yeah, that's good for that. Those, those Nissan Skyline, those Z motor ones, they're in Japan, because everything works on the computer, so it plots, and if you go into a race facility, say you drive into Suzuka in Japan,
Yes.
it goes in there, and the GPS tells the engine that they're at a racetrack, so everything turns to race mode.
Yeah.
And look, it's that accurate. You could go from, see that the Commodore is now, and the line there, just that before, that's how quick it changes, you know, for the driving mode.
Well, Halil, if you're still watching the live stream, we've got Cracked out there now in the rocket lane, that very quick VF Commodore. But tell you what, this BMW is not slow at all. Cracked
No.
goes 10.42 at 139. He was on the brakes at 1,000 foot. That's telling you something.
Yeah. Is that the black one? Was that the black one?
The BMW, but
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Cracked just went 10.49.
Right.
So, yeah, that's... Now, don't forget,
Sure,
guys,
let's
later on
hold on.
tonight, we are on a Sportsman tree at the moment, but at 9 o'clock, we're going to swap it over, and you guys are going to take your little boy pants off and put your big boy pants on, because we're going to go pro tree racing.
Oh, rightio. That'll sort the boys out from the men.
Yeah.
Oh, a 007 there.
Oh, that was close.
We better keep our eye on that.
Well, it looks like we've got lag. If that is lagging out there in the Aeroflow lane, he was here last week, and he's taking on his Ford counterpart. But we've got some very, very tough barrows here in Sydney. And don't forget, guys, November 13, V8 versus inline 6. And I dare say that we will see some very, very quick barrow-powered
Look at this guy.
Falcons. He's winding up the boost, but Lagan's already gone. And at 10.24, 135.
Wow, 10.20s. Gee, nearly 9 seconds in the street car.
Oh, yeah. Now, he's got his real street licence, so that car is capable of going a little bit quicker than that.
Quicker, yeah.
As Dominic Peroni comes out now in his VF GTS and taking on Victor Slogianis in the big Chevy Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
Two very distinctly different styles of the General's finest, because the supercharged 8 underneath the bonnet of Dominic's Commodore, and the big 454 naturally aspirated big block in the front of the Monte Carlo.
I see that Falcon that was here with whatever it was, the Violent Crumble or Violent Rumble or whatever it was. It's got a big Holly Dominator on it, 1150 Dominator on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, 1.61 for Victor off the start line, but keep your eye on Dominic Peroni. He's chasing him down, 11.43 to a 10.28. Now, that looks like Stu down there in the old Skips Fire Services HQ Ute. Now,
yeah,
of course,
yeah.
Gee. He's taking on Louis Eunice, but this car has got so much history. Of course, Tabitha used to drive this car years ago, a former junior dragster driver.
Oh,
was
yes,
got
of
too
course.
old, then Tabitha got behind the wheel of it.
Yeah.
And Stewie drove it. It's got a 350 Chev.
Stuart, how are you?
It runs in Super Street. And Louis Eunice with the 434 cubes of Chev power on board. His Super Sedan, designated Tirana. This is all motor, so no supercharger, no turbo, no nitrous. Oh, Louis out with 1.29 in the 60. Stewie out with a 1.77. And a 9.07 with a 9 for Louis Eunice to an 11.64 for Stewie in the HQ Ute. I'll tell you what, the Eunice team if they are racing this weekend at Grudge Kings, it's going to be on.
Yeah, that's for sure. I tell you what, young Stuart Howie there, you could tell he's got a bit of racing heritage. He had a 0 in front of his, I think it was a 0.72 or something like that. So, but he was into it in that 350s down 80 odd cubes over his opponent over here in the Aeroflow lane. So he still did pretty well. But that car in the Aeroflow lane, it mate, as soon as he saw that last light come on, bingo, that was it.
Well, Stu's been racing that ute for a couple of years, or a few years now actually. He's been racing the Skips Fire Services ute. Tabitha Saunders was the name I was trying to remember.
Tabitha Saunders, yeah.
Tabitha Saunders was driving that
geez,
ute for a while.
Stewie, you're digging them out there.
No, mate, I had to get into the memory banks to remember the surname, but Tabitha drove it. Stewie bought the ute and out, obviously getting a little bit of practice in.
Yeah.
But it's great to see Stu back here on a Wednesday night at Aeroflow Race for Real, because the class Street Fighter, which you've heard Les and I, Steve and Mark talk about, it's the natural progression up from Aeroflow Race for Real.
Yeah. It's a good category. Get some real characters in there.
You certainly
and I'll tell you what, they're really switched on and they're eager too. They're really keen.
Megan White. Megan gets out there in her
whole
trust.
She got. Well, it was up against father-in-law on Saturday because he bought his Isuzu Ute, the D-Max out. So, but I think he won every time. He hauled her in. But no, it's good to see, people going having a good time with, away from race cars and stuff like that. Because if that meeting that we're going to have later on with the pro alcohol, Brett will probably be racing that his machine as well. So
Carlos should be out here.
Yeah, so that'll be good to see. Doing a good job here too, Brett. This is close. Except Rocket Lane will get it.
10.93! Oh, good run.
Geez, look at that.
What a drag race too. There wasn't much between them.
007, so a couple of good lights here.
So 1.86 in the 60 and 1.89 in the 60. So
pretty out.
That was on. Now we've just got a track walker out there, just doing a quick check, maybe just one of the reflectors. But how lucky are we tonight? I know we've got Grudge Kings this Saturday, and it's going to be massive. The Enviro Waste Services team, Eddie Harwark, as far as I know, he'll be out here as well with his brand new, well, when I say brand new, his RX-7.
Yep.
It's got a different motor in it.
I'm interested to hear and see about that, what is it, R26, the rotary?
Rotaries, yeah. Pack Performance, I believe, will be out here with a new Mazda RX-9.
Yeah.
I love that car. Love it. They were actually out here last week, Les.
Were they?
They had two of their low 9, high 8 second street cars out here racing on a Wednesday night. And Big Georgie Raham in his old car, which is now part of Pack New Zealand. The car was brought back here to Australia. They did a bit of work onto it, gave it a little bit more of a hop up.
Yep.
And George got out here, and then Rodney was driving a green RX-3. And, they did well.
Yeah.
They put on a bit of a show last week.
Yeah, good. Yeah, well, I've always got the memory of when, wasn't Rodney, who did you just mention?
George.
George, he flipped the car and was on its roof down there.
Yeah.
But that was in the really early days.
Yeah. It's good to see Pack Performance still. And as I mentioned, we've had CMV Performance here as well.
Yeah, well, they were there
on
Saturday.
A while ago.
Yep.
And it was good to see them up in the stand. So all these big workshops now, it's great to see them here at Aeroflow Race for Real, because our street races, they get to see these people that they've watched for years. Now they're racing on the same track at the same time with these legends of street drag racing, really.
Well, I see that. I tell you who, Bob Sinclair turned up on Saturday in his front engine dragster, but it's not the one that he used in Supercharged Outlaws. But it was good, and there was another couple of people that have made. It sounds like they're coming back into the sport, which is Bob Sinclair was one of them. There was two others And I thought, gee, you know, those guys haven't been around here for, best part of 7 years.
Well, I love the Denny's family front-engine supercharged outlaw dragster because Bob Shepherd and his daughter Amanda and Chris, Denny, they've got the Wallandilly Smash front-engine dragster, and that's a beautiful-looking car. It really is. And most good thing is, too, we still get to see Bob floating around in the venue as well. He may not be driving anymore, but I'll tell you what, he's still a character.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the quarter mile smile. That's well, that's what I've sort of, that's the moniker I've labelled because it is Clay Milliken. He's always smiling, you know, like he'd lose $1 million and he'd still be smiling. So he's...
All right, we've got another one of the SICK 100 Racing Rotaries out now. He's going to be taking on the Cortina.
Well, I saw a little white one out here once, and I wasn't working, but I came out with a mate of mine that wanted to get just to have a look at what procedure and everything they do here for drag racing. And there was a little white RX3 here with Venetian blinds. It went high nines.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the Mazda just floating around a little bit in the deep end of the racetrack and heading towards centreline. Still goes to 1300 with a 2. As we got the Mazda RX-7 up against the GR Yaris.
Yeah,
now, you know I'm a Mazda fan, but I'll tell you what, this GR Yaris, been watching it all night, is just, the person driving it's just doing a great job. It's just off the line, done perfect. Unfortunately for the Mazda, now, it's not uncommon for these little Mazdas to do some damage in the driveline area, and he's done the right thing.
Gee whiz, look at that.
Pull over to the wall as safely as possible and as quickly as possible as well. So well done to that driver. So we'll be down for the little bit, ladies and gentlemen. So just while that's happening, we'll get some words from our sponsors. Here at Aeroflow Race for Real with Les Pinkhurst and myself, the Pocket Rocket. We'll be back very, very soon.
I've chosen to use VP racing fuel since I was a teenager racing motocross, which was 21 years ago now. I just have a really personal trust with VP racing fuels.
Running on the ragged edge of blowing up and not, a lot of it has to do with the race fuel, and that's what we rely on, VP racing fuels.
VP has been making racing fuel for 43 years. They're the official fuel of multiple top series globally. No matter where we are in the world, no matter what fuel we need, it's always consistent. It's always perfect and exactly what we're expecting and our tuners expecting. They support myself, my Drift Alliance bros, and for that, I'm extremely thankful. Keep making amazing fuels, and we'll keep out there having fun.
BikeReview.com.au is Australia's leading website for performance and modified motorcycles. BikeReview.com.au is the only motorcycle-focused website to feature motorcycle drag racing on a regular basis. And in the words of editor Jeff Ware, our involvement with Sydney Dragway is our way of putting back into one of our favourite sports. BikeReview.com.au. Stay informed, up to date and entertained thanks to Para News. Para News is Parramatta and the Cumberland area's leading free and local newspaper, delivering the best content from on-the-ground journalists and providing businesses with direct access to potential customers. News, sport, entertainment, puzzles and so much more. Para News really is the heartbeat of Parramatta and Cumberland, and it's out every Tuesday. Get your free copy at selected locations in the area or check out paranews.com.au.
Bank said no to your home loan? Talk to us.
Not a bank.
Talk to Australia's real-life non-bank for home loans, car loans, personal loans. Pepper Money, the home of loan options.
Whether you're building a street machine or a race car, Aeroflow Performance has a solution for you. Our ever-increasing range features boosted turbocharger systems, Bosch Motorsport products, X-Pro electrical systems, hoses and fittings, bang shift shifters, differential parts and fabrication components. You can see it all on aeroflowperformance.com.
Drag racing is not just about the horsepower. There is also some cool science at play right here on the racetrack. These drag strips aren't just regular concrete. We treat it with a special kind of glue often referred to as traction compound. I usually twist my foot and it's all... This is designed to ramp up the traction of the track's surface. It's getting worse by the minute for us racers to go straight and fast. In drag racing, every millisecond counts. That's why the teams adjust the car's setup to suit the track conditions. Teams can assess the traction on the track by using this interesting device called a traction meter gauge. The bottom of the device has a rubber pad that mimics a racing slick. To measure the track's grip value, the user stands on the base, ensuring the rubber pad bonds with the racing surface. Turning the torque arm on the top of the device will rotate the rubber pad. When the bond breaks, the user will see a number on the dial. Teams can then use this number to help create baselines for grip within their respective setup.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Aeroflow Race Reel here at Sydney Dragway. Unfortunately, the little Mazda RX-7 had a little bit of an issue, but we've been able to tow it through the Junior Dragway Expressway, and we're about to get back into racing. We've got a pair of Volkswagen Golfs down here, and I presume they're wagons. I don't know if they're both R's.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, these things can be a wolf in sheep's clothing. If they've had a little bit of a tickle from Park Attack here in Sydney, or some Galano engineering computer work, who
that's
knows?
it. Get the old laptop out. You see it on the roof a lot, and they can change the tune just like that.
As Steve says, a little bit of page up action.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, scroll down.
Yeah. Alrighty. Now this Volkswagen down here in the rocket lane, he's staged right out of the groove.
Wow, yes too. Oh, there wouldn't be too many marbles out there.
Yeah, probably not exactly the place I'd want to stage my car, but there's not much between them, an 11.89 to a 12.19.
Still pretty quick, 110 mile an hour and 116 mile an hour. It's, wow.
Nah, the rotary didn't blow a seal panel van, man. I think something might have just gone in the driveline. So potentially maybe a diff, or maybe diff, could be something else in the rear end. But look, they'll get that fixed, and we'll see that car back again here at Sydney Dragway as the I-30N in the Aeroflow lane gets out with a 2.18. But the car in the rocket lane is coming back at him. He's going to drive around him. 13.34 at 106 to 13.87 as... Another one of the SICK 100 rotaries comes out, the little 1300. Love this car. I wish I could get a microphone and just go, here guys, listen to this.
Yes. Others would like probably a stick of jelly night. Oh no, what's happened here?
Not quite sure.
Something's not right.
Unless there was a little bit of fluid that was coming out the front of the car. Now start line team have picked it up.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, they're coming. No. Oh, there's that thing. What?
We've got the Curry Street Racing RX-7.
Curry, there was a couple of... Mr. Curry, he was over at in Adelaide on the modified bike, in the modified bike bracket. Joe Curry.
So I dare say this is our Curry. So I dare say this car might be running at Grudge Kings this weekend. They're just getting a little bit of practice in.
Oh, thought it was a drift car.
Well, they've got the different classes, so they're not your average classes that they run in Grudge Kings either. So you've got X275, which is 275 radial.
Yeah.
You've got more a street car. Of course, they've got the Pro Mods as well, the big bangers. We've got radials.
Yeah,
but they're all doored cars.
Yep, that's right. Yes, and that's the good thing about them. They are door cars, and so you know this most of them. like these type ones here that go real quick, they're fairly streetable.
We've got a bit of smoke still coming out of that car, but not as bad as it last time. A 1280 with a 4 at 114 to a 14.0. As we've got another two Volkswagens coming out.
Yeah, popular little cars they are with the. Have you heard them? The automatic ones. You know when you can hear them in the background in the streets and stuff like that. You can they change real quick. Yeah, neat little things. That was that guy who got booked coming just outside of Mittagong. He got 280 kilometres an hour he got booked for.
Wow.
Someone wrote in, I didn't, VWs don't go that fast.
Well, they do nowadays.
They do, yeah.
Speaking about being a little bit interesting, there's a Platinum Racing stickered car just below us. It's a Toyota Starlet.
Which one down there? Yeah, Toyota Starlet.
Toyota Starlet. I dare say this has probably got a turbo on board. I can't wait to see. It's a first timer, which I'm excited about. I have not seen this car before, so I'm interested to see what they get out of it.
They're usually about 1.3 or something. Toyota Starlets, 1.3, 1.5. So if he's got a snail or a hairdryer attached to it, yeah, they go.
They do go. Of course, the older model Starlets, because they used to use them in rallying back in the day as well. I actually knew a bloke who had one.
Well, just down from where I was working in Hume, putting a Dodge Challenger together, there was Rick Bates. He's got a shop down there, and all those little Yaris's were, they're all rally prepared and stuff like that. Gee, they looked really tough.
Well, the Bates family, they've been synonymous with Toyota. And, it's great to see their name still actively involved in Australian motorsport as well. Now, we've got the red lights flashing. I'm not 100% sure what. There's somebody down the end of the track. So just doing a quick look, probably where that big puff of smoke was. Well, so probably just checking. They're off the track now, so about to go in racing. So we've got the Subaru WRX about to take on the Toyota Starlet from Platinum Racing.
There's a car just trying to go into the... See it there? On the right-hand side, there's something against the wall there.
Sure.
It's not a sign or anything. No. Oh, well, here they go.
Yeah, well, the little Toyota Starlet. Is he going to drive around the WRX? We'll check their times at half track. Yes, he's in front. 10.95 to an 11.81 at half track. And the little Starlet running on through with a 16.75 at 84 miles an hour to an 18.33 there for the WRX. As we've got the Evo taking on the Ford.
Yeah, well, I don't know the Evo 1, 2, 3 up to 57 or what it is these days, but they are a great little package. But the new ones have got that B4 engine. It's not like the old 4G63.
Yeah, it's a shame that Mitsubishi scrapped the Lancer.
Yeah.
Because I know they brought out the Evo 10, but the Evo 8s and the Evo 9. So for me, they were very much the halo cars. And of course, the old Evo 7, the Tommy Mackinnon.
They still hold their value.
Beautiful, aren't they? But speaking on the subject of Evos, I believe that the Elite Auto House Evo Pro Street Evo, Ali is in the process of putting that car slowly back together. I believe he's got another engine, which they got from over in the States. And I'm not sure whether they got a new transmission as well, but that car hopefully will be back very, very soon. And look, those guys, they are the quickest Pro Street Evo we have.
Yep.
So they've gone deep down into the low eights on this prep.
Yep. Well, that's saying something.
It is. Absolutely it is. Now we've got FDL down here in the Rocket Lane, the Audi wagon taking on the Supra. And the inline 6 of the Supra being put to good use, 1.68 in the 60. The Audi is coming back at him, but I'll tell you what, smashed him.
Too late,
10.96 with the 6 at 125. Now Wagon is out here.
125.71 and a 125.79 9, I think it was, so not much between them.
No, this is the first time we're down here, Les, in the Commodore. And it looks like he's got a small set of possibly slicks on the rear end of this car, or radials. Well, 1.84 in the 60 there for Wagon. This is a much better pass out of the Commodore. Can he get into the 10s? Yes, 10.96 with a 2 at 1.28 to a 12.95 at 104.9 as Sammy Joe comes out now in her VE Commodore. Zoran, unfortunately, no, there are no burnouts this evening, and that's just due to the big event we've got on Saturday. Obviously, having burnouts this close to a major event is, number one, it's not good for the guys that are spending big money on drag cars, and it's not good for their tyres either. So there are no burnouts this evening. I'm sure the burnouts will be back next week.
Oh, rightio.
But Sammy Joe having red hot gold watch.
You say going quick.
Yeah, 12.06 with a 6. That car generally sits around the high 11s.
Look at this.
As this
smoke.
Yeah.
Gunsmoke.
Well, this should be a good race because
2 utes.
We've got this Super Street designated black ute down here in the Rocket Lane, and Eden down there in the Area 51 Custom Performance ute. Two distinctly different styles of car. Eden obviously has got the slicks on the rear end, sits a little bit higher.
Yeah,
whereas you've got the more street orientated ute down there in the Rocket Lane. But it's not slow. Look at that.
No,
1.65 in 60.
Gee.
But here comes Eden.
Oh, look at this.
Now, has he wicked this up to run to the 9s? Yes, 983 with a 3 at 140.
Oh, wow. That's super. Here comes Terry Tesla.
Yeah, I reckon...
oh, gee, it's 11s it runs.
I think Eden's done a bit of page up action there.
Yeah.
Les?
Yeah, I think so. Wow, that was... I thought, yeah, never catch that thing.
Great to have everybody who's here at the track up in the stands. Hope you're enjoying all the action here tonight from Aeroflow Race for Real. And a big thank you to GC and Wendy for their continuing support here of off-street drag racing. Aeroflow Performance for all your car needs. Do check them out on their website. Keep up to date what's happening with the Nitro Funny Cars as well. Did you see them around the country?
Yeah, they're spectacular to watch.
They are.
The whole clan of them. You know, there's 10. I think there's 10 of them. And
tell you what,
they're good.
These big show Nitro Funny Cars, they're not too far off their counterpart, the dragsters, in terms of time. There's not much between them.
You're right.
That's right, Steve. You did do 9.83 weeks back in the Red Ute. That car actually has gone quicker too, Steve. I know Eden did back it down a little bit. I speak to Eden fairly regularly. And, that car is capable of going a lot quicker than 9.8. But due to the class that he's in...
Oh, you missed it. That's one of my names. He said he cleaned his teeth because he had some Metwurst. Well, that's one of the blokes. That's what they call me. Len Metwurst. Oh.
All right. Oh, the Falcon out 1.55 on another good solid pass. Well, I'll tell you what, this Falcon is definitely 10.52.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what, that car is one of the cars at the top of my list for this $500 Odyssey batteries voucher. I don't know about you, Les.
You know, I was having a look because it is a very neatly prepared and presented car, and it's also quick.
Yes. Yep.
You know, for an old school thing. I mean, I love these late model things because you know, like they look as if they're doing 150 miles an hour just sitting still, but. You know, to get the old stuff out.
Well, what I might do, I might duck downstairs and
Yeah, do that.
I might give that to him. I will leave you in Les's capable hands, and I'll be back very, very soon.
Rightio. Thanks a lot, Stu. He's going to go down and do a little presentation to the probably the owner of that falcon. Very astute observations there by Stewie as well. Well, there's two guys here who have been going hammer and tongs all night, and it's really neat to see out the camera out the back with all the cars in. They just keep coming around. Oh, this is very, very good. Just waiting for the light to come down in the Aeroflow lane. Oh, two Commodores there, the white one, but I tell you what, the guy in the rocket lane, he might be closing the gap here. No, I don't think he'll... Yes, he does. He gets there first at 9.672 at 141 and at 10.18 at 136.5. Wow, that was a great race. See, this is what the when you go to American drag strip from around where we've got our place, they're not into dial your own. Everything's they got a 6 second, a 6.5, 7, and a 7.5 second bracket, and everything's they're all heads up. And yes, it is only eighth of a mile, but the speed at which they get through them is astonishing. And I've been to a race meeting at Valdosta down in Georgia where there was 800 cars there for Show No Mercy, it was called, co-sponsored by a good friend of mine. So just waiting for the cars to get off the turn at the end of the strip in the turnaround area. That's it. Here we go. Well, there's two Falcons. Now, particularly like watching this, the one in the Aeroflow lane. He's pretty well. They're both masterful because they're 100 mile an hour plus cars at the top end. Yeah, they don't make them like that anymore. Here he goes. Look at that. 072 red, but going past all the track marks, you can hear it. Oh, this is going to be a good run. 10.27 at 136. Let's see if the white car there at 10.27 at 136. Lost a bit of traction. 11.47 at 136. Nearly identical in the miles per hour, but here we go. This will be good. Couple of chrome bumper cars. Stuart Howe. Running in Super Street, and Victor, I think Victor Satellite. I don't know if he runs Super Sedan or Super Street, but anyway, I can't remember now. He's got that big Hulk 454 Chev. Oh, young Stewart's going pretty good, but the big pistons down there, they're like milk bottles. Oh, runs it through for 11.45 at 117 and an 11.67 at 116 for Stewart in that little Holden Ute. Pretty sharp little car as well. Nice and easy to drive. Okay, bit of bike action. We've had some really, really tough action here. Guys getting off the line fairly quick, an 0.67 and a 0.314. Nope. Aeroflow lane gets it, 9.82 at 148 and a 10.747 Jumbo Jet at 139.33. Yeah, we're back to the blue lights now on the back of this bike down here in front of us on the Aeroflow lane, just in the water box area. Well, he gets out with reaction times, but see, these guys aren't used to. They might be quick at the traffic lights. it's a bit different here. It's 0.4 of a second. Is the interval between each of the orange lights on its way down, which is the same amount of time it takes to blink. Blink just one, and that's 0.4 of a second. So these two bikes down there. Oh, yeah, there. Wow. Midnight Cowboy's gone. A 002. Oh. Really bad effort at red lighting. 002. Gee, that's quick. 002. Nearly 0.2 of a second away from $600. Never mind. Sometimes you're the statue, sometimes you're the pigeon. Here we go, the smoke coming up here. Oh, pretty. Wow. The rocket lane there is sayonara. See you later. There he goes, right there. 1086 at 127 miles an hour on a 1621 at 85. 1086, a streetcar. It's crazy. A factory streetcar. Maybe with a bit of a tune and some just electronic modifications. Maybe a nice cutback exhaust system as well. That howdy there, it's getting along. 7.24 to the 8th. Covers the quarter in 11.207 at 123. And a 14.32 at 85 for the car in the Aeroflow lane. Well, we've got that little i30N. Really neat. It's good too. They're very distinguishable by that, I don't know what you'd call it, a very light purple. Still goes. And that racer in the rocket lane's no slouch either. Probably will get there first. He does too. 1340 at 105 and a 1395 at 101. Pretty good. Oh, there's the swing arm on that Midnight Cowboy. Yeah, it's good that you get a. I mean, there is a lot of VWs around. Sometimes they, when they have a theme night, it might be a golf night or a VW night, and all the clubs get together and they cruise on out here. Gee, it's a pretty sharp car in the rocket lane there. It's going to run a 1244 at 110 and a 1681 at 85 in the Aeroflow lane. Smoke, I've never seen so smoke. There's more smoke here than at a race meeting, let me tell you. Different compound of tyre, of course. Wow. Wow, that little Mazda RX-7 here is a bit of a slouch in the reaction time, but there he goes. Down there, 11 at 15 at 126. Yeah, that's quick. 12.55 at 116 for the Aeroflow lane. See these little pocket rockets? Oh, we've got this little Toyota Starlet over here. I didn't see what it was. Talking to somebody in off mic. Well, it might sort of hold its own here. As a matter of fact, I think he might have just stuck his nose in front of his the Conquistador in the next lane. I think he'll get there first. Bit of smoke down there. 1703 at 84 for the little Starlet and 1789 at 77 in the rocket lane. So something's going. There's some flashing lights up there. Not quite sure if Benny can see it. No, it doesn't show up on the thing down here, so they've switched it off now anyway. Now here are the two Golfs. Gee, look at the Golf in this lane. They are fast. Gee, 11.88 at 116. And a 14.32 with a 5 at 99 in the rocket lane. Now these two guys there are in very similar machines, so we'll see which one's the standout. Well, Rocket Man's off. He's charging down there. Hey, this is going to be a really good, an 11.05, that's nearly a 10-second car, 120.26 mile an hour and 11.25 and 126 miles an hour also over there in the Aeroflow lane. Well, here's our racing lady out of the running in the Super Street bracket at the meetings that other meetings she attends. I saw her on Saturday, and I thought in the staging lanes, but I didn't happen to put her in association with her red Commodore. But it's a beauty.
Yeah, no, she does a great job in this car, Sammy Joe, and once again, it's about the consistency, and for her, it's about getting the eye on the tree. I mean, you hear Steve and I, Mark, and you talk about it all the time, but it's just so important in bracket racing. The end of the track is important, but even more important is that Christmas tree.
Yeah, and it's just to remind people too that the timers don't start when the green light comes on. The vehicle has to trip the beam to start the timer. So that's why you see guys sitting there, and when they do move, they've been sitting there for 10 seconds.
Well, 11.68, that's a little bit more like Sammy Joe, but he had a red hot go at the lights. It's still .052 red.
Yeah, well, that's it, Stewie. A lot of the, I've noticed that a lot of the young junior dragster drivers are really, you can tell they're attacking the tree. And if they get a good reaction time, well, it all augurs well for the rest of the run. But that guy in the Tesla down there seems to be having a bit of a ball.
Yeah, must have charged his battery before he came out.
Oh, yeah, it's not... I was just going to say, it's not like you swap the battery out of a car and, you've got a dud one and put it in there. But...
well, here goes Eden now. He went 9.83 on his previous pass, moving towards the centre line, and a 9.85 at 1.39 this time for Eden. So, nice and consistent around that 9.8 second bracket, which is more on the higher end of Super Street.
Yeah, I don't know if have you done a lot of drag racing? I would like to get your thoughts on when it's time for you to leave. Do you have a set time? Is there a sequence that you go through? Do you leave at a time?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah.
So I drive a manual.
Yeah.
And I came out drag racing. Well, this is probably a couple of years ago now. I was out drag racing one night, and I was not frustrated, but I was annoyed. I'm like, damn, I just can't get it right. So I came up and spoke to Mark Thomas, and Mark said, right, show me your time slip.
Yep.
So I showed him my time slip, and Mark studied it, and goes, right, you're leaving, you've got a 0.4, 0.2 second before you leave. He goes, you need to go, when that second light comes on, just start lifting your foot off the clutch.
Yeah.
And then time it off that way. So I started doing that. And I ran a PB. I did a PB reaction time, which is a .039. So I was happy about that.
Good on you.
But driving a manual, I mean, I leave on when the second light comes on, I start lifting my foot up off the clutch.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I was driving an auto, it's a little bit different because you can wind the revs up and then just boom and go. Now, once again to our racers, guys, I know you're eager to get down the track, but please keep your eye on the water box down there. They will instruct you when you can do a burnout. So make sure you keep your eyes on Chris down there. He gets pretty angry. Sometimes he likes to throw a spanner. No, I'm just kidding. He actually doesn't do it. He's the most mellowest guy you'll ever meet, but don't get on his bad side, guys. So please do the right thing. When you go out and you're in the water box, don't start doing your burnout until you're instructed, please.
Yeah, good point. It scares the insiders, the innards of some of the people that are on the track doing exactly what's going on now. So they get, they think, is this guy for real? Anyway, there's something that's dropped on the track. Oh, here we go. Flashing red lights. Oh, there's no spots on the windows here, so it can't be that. Wow.
All right, well, looks like we've got a bit of a... it actually probably may not be too bad because our track walkers are starting to walk back to their post. And Keithy, who's down there, our chief starter tonight.
Oh yeah, there was a guy learning on the on Saturday. They had someone there. Perhaps it's the same chap.
Yeah, well, Keithy does do a fair bit of starting, but hey, Keithy, you look all right down there with the mop. Well, he's left the mop down there, which is not a good sign, which means there might actually be a little bit of liquid down there. So both cars have been told to shut off, so we might have to get the tractors out there to possibly do a quick rub. So while that's going on, guys, we've got a few words from some of our sponsors here at Aeroflow Race for Real. We'll be back very, very soon with some more Pro Tree action.
Oh, yes, it must be nearly... Oh, look at that.
I've chosen to use VP racing fuel since I was a teenager racing motocross.
It's 21 o'clock.
21 years ago now. I just have a really personal trust with VP racing fuels.
Running on the ragged edge of blowing up and not, a lot of it has to do with the race fuel, and that's what we rely on, VP racing fuels.
VP has been making racing fuel for 43 years. They're the official fuel of multiple top series globally. No matter where we are in the world, no matter what fuel we need, it's always consistent, it's always perfect and exactly what we're expecting and our tuners expecting. They support myself, my Drift Alliance bros, and for that, I'm extremely thankful. Keep making amazing fuels, and we'll keep out there having fun.
Aeroflow, famous for our massive range of hose, fittings and performance products. Air filters, oil filters, fittings, engine and transmission parts, fuel systems, tanks, silicone hose, exhaust, air conditioning, turbo and nitrous accessories and more. Get your free catalogue and shop online now at aeroflowperformance.com.
Bang shift shifters from Aeroflow Performance are truly the modern shifter for the modern age. Featuring a full bespoke billet case, all shifters are designed for right-hand drive vehicles with an LED lit gear position indicator. Available in either ratchet or gated options, as well as OEM replacement shifters for popular Holden and Ford vehicles. A large range of Bang shift spares are available for each shifter that includes shifter cables, brackets, lever and gate kits, trans brake buttons and drop boxes for the ideal mounting solution. Shift into gear and check out a full listing at aeroflowperformance.com.
Yeah, Tony, we've had a couple of cars, well, one or two cars get down into the low nines. Not as many as last week, but Yeah, we didn't have a big a roll-up this week, but, you know, the cars we've had here, though, have been absolutely quality tonight. And this BMW down here has absolutely surprised Les and myself.
Yep.
Now, the VS Club Sport, or the HSV, down here in the Aeroflow lane, he's been having a lot of fun all night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this guy in this BMW, wow. Still sounds like a six-cylinder. It'd be a six-cylinder twin turbo probably from the factory.
You know, he's trying to do a burnout and trying to do it with in the dry area. Probably needed to back it a bit into the water just to get it to spin a little bit more.
Yeah, then you can move slightly forward, and then out comes the smoke. And then up goes the heat. Oh, that was quick. The guy had barely time to stage.
Well,
he's a bit sort of like gingerly.
Yeah, I think I don't know, the reverse lights came on when it
went
green, and then he had to stop it at a 12.62 for that Commodore the VS. That was a damn good pass there for that car too. All right, Cracker's about to come out now, and taking on Victor Sologianis in the big Chevy Monte Carlo.
Yeah, it's a big car, but it's got a really distinctive shape. On you, Victor.
Of course, I did say to Victor a while ago, Les, that car used to have a little bit of attitude about it when it left the start line years ago. It used to wallow around like a boat. But
I remember it.
It's all settled down now, and it's still a very consistent race car, even though it is street registered. Victor really loves driving this thing. We love seeing it here at Race for Real.
Oh,
big turn of the tyres from one of those cars.
Yep.
I think it might have been Victor. Cracked out with a 1.51 in the 60. Nice and straight down the Aeroflow lane, and a 10.22 with a 6 at 1.35 for Cracked.
Wow.
To 11.82 for Victor. Now, this very quick VK is out in this beautiful blue.
Yeah, it's almost a duck egg blue, isn't it?
It is. My dad actually had an ex-South Australian pursuit car.
Yeah.
It was a VK, and it was that blue.
Blue, yeah. We used to call it, and they had, back in the late 60s and early 70s, they had colours like that, and beige, all these beiges. Whoa!
Now, if that was lagging, big turn of the tyres off the start line, but there was a big crack of flame out of the back of the VK just before 3:30. He still goes in 11.72 with a 2 at 1.21, but the Falcon just blazed him off the start line.
Did it ever?
And 3.18 and 60. Well, we know that car can go a lot quicker than that.
Yeah. You see, you have a... see that car went 755 in this lane, in the Aeroflow lane. The 755, that's what it did, how long it took to get to the 8th mile. So, yes, have a look at these junior dragsters, and now they're allowed to run 760s.
Yeah,
so.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Steve and I were talking about that last week, actually.
Yeah.
Steve, obviously, former junior dragster racer in his own right, very good racer too. So we look forward to seeing the JDs, the AA JDs come out.
Yes, well, at our last race meeting at Canberra International Dragway in the junior dragster, in the final was the said Stephen Bush and the other mate of Benny's here, Rusty Gregory. And Rusty Gregory just managed to pip him at the post. But that was back in the day.
Well, I'll tell you what, the bike down there in the Aeroflow lane, just lifting up the front wheel around 330, and runs on through at 1150, has got this very nice sounding Mazda from SICK 100 Racing. It's great to see those guys out here 3 weeks in a row, really supporting Aeroflow Race for Real, and out here having a lot of fun. And big congratulations too to the driver of the Orange Falcon. He won the $500 Odyssey Batteries voucher. Big thank you very much, Odyssey Batteries, as well.
Yeah, thank
that.
You.
And I'll tell you what, it was a well-deserved winner too. He was just telling me he gets very nervous on the start line. He's got a 1082. He's just said, I break out in a sweat. I'm struggling to get the car to where I want it. But as I said to him, I said, mate, it's all laps. It's about, just getting out there and having a go. One day it'll click and you'll be like, wow, Where'd that come from?
Well, one of the guys in Gary Marr, he was one of the first guys to put turbo on a car back in the 60s, and he had a Falcon Ute, and it was at Castlereagh. It was about 1969, and he was that nervous that when he got to the line and staged and fully staged, he opened the door and he had to vomit. He was that nervous.
Wow. Wow. Now, not sure what the hold-up is down here, but we've got the Hyundai i30N down there in the rocket lane.
Yeah, it's at...
See Brian make his way down into the viewing area. G'day, Brian.
Oh, geez, yeah, that little car in the Aeroflow lane, it's 1349 at 105, and the little i30, 100.58 miles an hour.
All right, we've got the Platinum Racing Toyota Starlet coming out now and taking on this Volkswagen Golf R, which is doing the Bathurst-style warm tyres up from side to side.
Won't work here, Jack.
No.
Yeah, that little Starlet, I'm not quite sure what's in it, but anyway, kudos to the guy for bringing it out and having a little run. It seemed to falter at about the 1,000-foot mark.
Well, 2.54 in the 60 for the Starlet. It goes 16.05 with the 4. That's a good pass out of that car.
Yeah, very good. So,
very good. Not too far off the 15s. I think they'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Oh, got the Audi down here in the Aeroflow lane and about to take on another Volkswagen. Another Golf wagon, I dare say, but...
Oh, yeah, look at the one in your side of the Aeroflow lane.
Yeah,
Gee, they're quick little cars.
Yeah, that's an RS6, sorry, I think it is, going by his number plate, but an 11.04.
11.04, it's nearly 10 seconds. There's that little RX-7.
Yeah, it is, Cliff. I think it might be the 4th time she's wrote that.
Yeah.
Because I was actually meant to be commentating at that event, but unfortunately, due to work commitments, I couldn't make it, and I didn't get to see any of the action from the event. Private pad day.
Now, this will be that Audi, I think, with a lot of smoke. That blew a lot of smoke. It'll be on the back of that flatbed there. Oh, this is a good race.
It is a good race. 12,
look at that.
Wow, 10.87 with an 127. Holy Moses.
Yeah, that's pretty good. There's that red ute.
Yeah, Eden back out, the Area 51 Custom Performance.
Yeah, that's neat. That's a great name. If I had little kids and I started in junior dragsters and I got them going and stuff like that, I'd call it Rugrat Racing.
Yeah.
No, it's not a...
No, it's the Falcon on the back of the tilt tray.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, I thought it was that grey Audi. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, unfortunately, big turn of the tyres there for Eden.
Yeah, he's probably left before anything went off.
Yeah, I think he left before the 3rd amber, and unfortunately, no time recorded there for Eden on this pass. We've got another Volkswagen Golf coming out in the rocket lane about to take on the VE Commodore.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, now that's how you do.
Guys, don't forget, this Saturday, Drudge Kings is on, and if you love very fast sedan-based vehicles, make sure you're out here for that one. Of course, the rules are, depending on what class you're in, there are certain rules, but fundamentally, it's got to have doors and they've got to work.
Yeah. There it goes. Oh, on the picks there, 1273 at 110, a 1417 at 104 miles an hour in the Aeroflow lane. A couple of little quickies there.
All right, Sammy Joe out now.
Oh, this is Burnout Central. She's not bad on the Burnout. Neither's a guy in that Holden Ute.
No, Brian, her partner, just down there in the viewing area, just helping Sammy Joe out. Oh, yeah, Brian, why aren't you racing tonight, mate?
Yeah, helping Sammy Joe out. He's in charge of the wallet, I take it.
Well, Sammy Joe's been doing some good consistent times down the end of the track. It's the reaction time that is just hurting her a little bit. But 1.6760 for Sammy Joe. The Ute with a 1.63. There won't be too much between them down the end of the track. I think the Ute might just be in front.
Yes.
And he's ahead at 11.53 to an 11.68 there for Sammy Joe as the Tesla's back out against the Ute.
Old Terry and the Tesla. Who would have thought? But, hey, it's automobile. It's time for the future. Like a couple of generations, they'll have to have timing lights, beams up the side because they'll have all these rocket-powered cars or some energy-powered car. So
the funny thing is, Les, there's not really a hint of tyre spin out of that Tesla either.
No.
12.29 with an 8 this time out of the Tesla.
Yeah.
So, 12.74 out of that Ute.
Gee, it was pretty close, wasn't it?
It was. There wasn't much between them at all.
29 and a 74. And a Tesla got there first too. So... I tell you who I miss seeing a lot, and they spent a lot of time in Canberra too with the Regolis.
Yeah, the Regolis, yeah. Well, of course, the Regoli's still involved in motorsport. Because not so much Vince these days.
No.
But one of the Regoli boys who comes from Wetherill Park, he's got an RB30 powered Nissan 370Z that runs in Pro Mod. It can run in Pro Mod and run in the Pro Import class.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll see that here this weekend for Grudge Kings because, it's quick.
Yeah.
Very, very quick.
Yeah, they're noted for, not one of their cars going quick. They all went quick. I had that little Mitsubishi Eclipse.
I know the Regolis are still involved a little bit with Joe Sabello's car.
Oh,
They still help him out a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, right.
What's that, Panel Van Man? Nothing's golden when you're driving a Holden. You're lucky, Panel Van Man, because Mark Thomas isn't here this week.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's watching the live stream, mind you.
Yeah,
he might be hiding in the background.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he'll probably be.
Yeah, well, that's true.
He's on a run here of sorts, Stu. Look at that.
Hey,
10,
put your hands
51.
together, ladies and gentlemen. He finally did it. 10.51 with a 9. 129 miles per hour.
Wow. Hey. I've been impressed with this guy in this Falcon too, this orange. It's got to be a FG.
Yeah, it's an FG. It's one of our real street competitors. And if this is the car that was here last week with the number plates lagging, it's quick. But he's taking on Cracked, this GDSR VF. Very similar to what Halil Mustafa drives. Of course, House of LS, who do all the tuning work on his car.
Deep stage.
Yeah.
No, don't come back. Yeah, see, that's what they... Go! Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you don't want to have the car in reverse when you're on the start line.
Yeah.
But,
those guys do well to learn that, just because one of the top bulbs goes out, there's nothing wrong.
That's right.
They're just deep stage.
100% right, Les.
There's only 6 inches, 15 centimetres or 150 millimetres of run out between deep stage and just a normal full stage. So you get yourself that much closer to the finish line. But the chances then of having a red light in competition from about 10 to 1 down to about 2 to 1.
That's exactly right. Ty Davies has just gone into the chat, Les. He says, I'd like to know where the next diesel night is. Well, as far as I know, Ty, the next diesel night won't be until next year. I can't tell you exactly when because I don't know myself. But obviously our next theme night coming up will be V8 versus Inline 6 on the 13th of November. And then in December, we're going to be having the Christmas party.
Yes.
Everybody gets to race.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's always fun, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a great
It's
night.
really good time. When I last raced, I think Benny had that Turbo 6 Orange Falcon, and I got down there. I think I got the jump on him because he was wheel spinning here, and I just had a BMW 535, and he went charging past. He was really going.
Well, Pedal Van Man said to say that one of my top bulbs has been out for years, Les.
I know the feeling, mate. I know yeah, coming from me, a person that's got the luck of a dead cat.
All right, the Platinum Racing.
Is that little Starlet again?
Starlet, but he's taking on the SIC 100 Racing Mazda. But I'll tell you what, this little Starlet surprised me. I did not expect it to go that quick. And a 13.14 there this time for the Mazda to a 17.27.
Yeah, he ran a 16, I think it was a 1660 last time. I was hoping he'd go just a little bit quicker because that sort of, sort of builds their confidence up, and they say, gee, I wonder if I can do better than that the next one.
Well, I'll tell you what, Les, we've got a battle of the Volkswagen group here. We've got the Audi wagon up against the Volkswagen Golf. And the Audi with the four-wheel drive out with the 1.75 in the 60. And
1091, go
effortless,
home.
Effortless.
Yeah, 128 miles an hour. How can that be, Stewie? How can that be?
Well, Tony Dianatis just got on the live stream, Les, and he said, I might bring the 200 series for a run at the Christmas event for our end of theme night.
Yeah.
So it'll be the 200 series Land Cruiser, I dare say.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, Tony. It'd be great to see you bring the car out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's welcome one and all.
Babylon goes, I could literally hear that Mazda kilometres away right now.
Yeah, some of the guys, when we have national events or, fairly high-profile events, we have a track radio system, and a lot of the guys listen for us when we mention what sort of reaction time is. We do it in qualifying, but we don't tell the reaction time in competition, because some guys turn the radio on and they're listening, and they can tell whether how fast the guy's coming up behind him, or do they need to speed up, or does the person chasing have to speed up. So we got rid of that, and it's just made the playing field just driver focused now.
Well, Eden back out now in his turboed LS Ute. Now, Tony Dianatis goes V8 twin turbo, guys. Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah.
V8 twin turbo 200 series. Hell yes.
Oh wow.
And Babylon goes, open your windows and hear this from your backyard.
It mustn't be too far away.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, the Commodore out with a 2.34 and 60. Here comes Eden. Now, let's see if he can run consistent 9.8 tonight out of the Ute. Yeah, goes to 9.82 with the 7.
Gee, that's pretty good. You picked his nose there, Stewie. That was very good, 9827. What's the quickest car here today? Oh, I'll have to have a look next time. We used to have a button here that we could go back and see all the, where all the quick cars were.
Probably Joe Sabella would be the quickest. 898.
Yeah. Yeah, gee, those little Audis and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, they've come a long way.
Gee, I'll say.
Very much so. I mean, they were always a performance car in the making.
Yeah.
And now it's just demonstrated what they can do in a drag racing sense. And that Ute goes on through 11.55 with a 9 at 119 as Sammy Joe comes out now in her V8 Commodore.
Oh, here we go.
Taking on Cracked.
980.
Yeah, 980 is the fastest in the Pro Tree. All right, Sammy Joe just winding it up in the burnout
Are we in the? Is this a pro tree?
Yeah,
or is
we've
it-
been running. Yeah, we're in
Yeah,
pro tree
running.
at the moment.
Yeah, okay. I've been watching the cars, not the
Yeah.
lights. Oh,
Oh, cracked out with the 1.54 and the 60 in the rocket lane. Sammy Joe out with a 1.67.
oh, gee, 1.5.
10.35.
Gee. And an 11.66. 10.35.
Panel Van Man goes, Babylon, I heard the Mazda and I'm in Adelaide.
Yeah, well, imagine what it's like here. Yes.
Well, if you want to know how much it is to come out and race Babylon or how much it is to come out and watch, jump onto the Sydney Dragway website and it'll give you all the information you need to see how much it is. I think it's $70 to race, and I believe it might be $25, I think it is, to come out and spectate. But don't quote me on that. I think it's cheaper to buy online. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
true,
exactly of the prices, though. But at our theme nights, if your car does fit into that category, or if it's the Christmas party where everybody races at the same price, it's about $40, $45.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it?
It is. All right, Stuart Howe back out in the trusty HQ Ute. It's only got a 350 Chev on board, this car, but man, it is reliable.
Yeah, no, well, it seems to, it doesn't cough, splatter or spurt. Gets away nice and clean.
Yeah. 1.76 in the 60. I think Stu wouldn't be too happy with that reaction time, I don't think. But at the end of the track, an 11.60
Gee.
with a 1. That's a great pass there.
Pretty good. I think that's his best so far. Stuart Howe, he's 15 out of... Oh, here's the Orange Falcon back. He's going to have another go. Over solo this time.
Tony, we don't have a date for the Christmas theme night as yet. Darian will let us know a little bit closer to the end of November as to when that theme night will be.
Goes through there. 10.48. 10.48 at 143. Gee, this is astounding.
Yeah, it comes on strong in the second half of the racetrack, doesn't it, Les? All right, Victor Logianis coming out now in the big Chev, Monte Carlo.
Yeah, it's a really, really big car.
Yeah, 454, big block, all naturally aspirated.
Yeah, well, he's got it set up right then because it's near perfect through every aspect of the strip.
Well, of course, he's been racing the Tirana down at the Bend over the weekend.
Yes.
Which is, he runs in Soup Sedan, or Top Sportsman, sorry, he runs it in.
Yeah.
And that car is an interesting car off the start line for a street car. Likes to get up and boogie, Les.
Yeah.
A lot different to what the Monte Carlo is.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yes, that's, like the transition between the two.
Yeah, exactly.
That, you'd really notice the difference. There we go. 11.298 at 134, 150. Oh, these are bikes.
Now, also on the subject of the Bend, one thing that Les and I forgot to touch on is that I must say a big congratulations to Lisa Gregorini and the team over in Slammer.
Yep.
Took out the first round against Ronnie Palumbo.
Oh, right.
Who's, they've actually said is now become their person that they are trying to beat because they seem to meet up always together in the final.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So Morris has got the Monaro hat ranking, but no, big congratulations must go to Lisa Gregorini and the all-girl team over from Western Australia. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah,
the Scratch and Match Motorsport Camaro.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Gregorini's. Yeah, gee, there's been some cars.
Good night, Tony. Thanks for tuning in to the live stream, mate. And we hope to see you here at the track at some stage.
Yeah.
Well, 16:27 there as we got another Golf wagon about to take on the Platinum Racing Starlet. First timer.
Yeah, I think he's having a good time. He keeps coming back and back and back. Well, that's what it's all about.
Well, as long as he doesn't blow the turbo and runs some consistent times, it's a win-win situation for that driver.
Yeah.
Well, 1.87 in the 60 there for the Golf Wagon. 2.99 in the 60 this time for the little Starlet.
Let's see if he can break that 17 and go back into the 16s. 17.040. He's close.
Now, Babylon's asking, has anyone built a 10-second 4th-gen Liberty? Pretty rare build.
Yeah.
Not that I know of, Babylon.
No. I can't. I'm just going through the memory banks. Because Subaru spelled backwards is URA bus. And some of the people, that's what they think about it. But no, I haven't heard of anything like that. There's not many. Well, the Regolis had a couple of Subarus, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, had the Bronx. Probably their most well-known.
Yeah.
Subaru that they have.
Yep. So that'd be the only Subaru that comes to mind. There we go.
Right, another Audi wagon rounding up the Commodore before half track. 1.77 in the 60 this time and 11.12 for the Audi and the 1434 there for the Commodore as Violet Rumble comes back out for another pass.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that thing's got a huge dominator on it.
Tell you what, Les, when you're actually not up here in the studio and you're actually downstairs and on the start line listening to this thing when it does its burnout, it just sounds so crisp and strong, this car. Whoever builds his motors has got that thing down to a down pat because it sounds amazing. It's tough, real tough. Now, I can see I started down there with the mop, which tells me there might maybe just a little bit of oil or something.
Here comes Tonto. Give the Lone Ranger a hand down there.
Oh, God. Babylon, 10 seconds is more than enough for an all-rounder street car. Well, you know what? I actually agree with Babylon.
Yeah.
You know, years ago, if you ran a 10, you were God.
Yeah,
but
that's
nowadays,
right.
it's just so easy, but it's still a very quick car to run a 10.
Oh, yeah, and you can turn the aircon on and, so adjust your electric seat.
That's right, Les. Exactly.
No, it's all changed, and I do say all for the better.
Zoran just got online, Les, and said it's a West End built motor in that Falcon for Violet Rumble.
Oh,
West End Performance. There you go. That's
Is that JB?
That was Sam Finette.
Oh,
Sam
of
Finette.
course. Oh, I had when I was in America this year. They had what do you call it? One of the magazines anyway, and they had a tribute to Sam Fennick, and which I thought was pretty good. But he is one of the drag racing the families all over the world. So,
well, I'm on the back of my car. I actually have got the Forever 125 sticker that rides with me every day in memory of Sam.
Yeah,
he will never be forgotten. And another gentleman that hasn't been forgotten is Stan Sainty.
Yes, of course, yeah. Wow, yeah, he did it big in boats and stuff like that, and he was good. And then he, turned his hand to. I went to his workshop in, I think it was South Wentworthville or Toon Gabby or somewhere when they started out, and I got some roller rockers for 440 I had. So but the workshop then, you parked in the street, and the workshop virtually, it nearly came to the road. It was in a garage, but I'm sure they went on to bigger and better things.
All right, Violet Rumble doing a great burnout. Actually, both of them doing great burnouts. Put your hands together. Oh, Panel Van Man. Panel Van Man just goes, West End is a beer in Adelaide, which I do know about Panel Van, and just so you know, I've actually drunk half a case of it, so I know what it tastes like. I'm surprised it drove straight.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah, right.
Typical person from South Australia.
There's two ports that ships will not take on water. One of them is Port Said in at the Suez Canal, and the other one's Adelaide, because the water's that hard.
Yeah.
It can't foam. Yeah, it doesn't. It's terrible water.
Well, 1.54 in the 60 this time for Violet Rumble. This is a good pass. 10.75 with the 9. 1.25. That's great. Solid pass.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this red Commodore Ute. It's called I don't. I hope nothing happened to that guy in that brand new Camaro, that one with the LT4 number plates.
Yeah.
He might have had enough.
He might have.
Yeah, but his last pass was very, very gingerly. I hope nothing was wrong.
Panel Van Man goes, that's true about the water.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I used to go, when I was working over there, I used to go for the Norwood Redlegs. There you go. Gee, then another good 10.29.
Oh, wow. 9.74 for Eden.
Gee, look at that. At 139, yeah, and 135 in the rocket lane.
Wow.
Well, we've got some fast movers here.
He's whacked it up a little bit. All right, Sammy Joe about to take on Stewie Howe. We've got a battle of the Super Street competitors.
Yeah, where's the head? Yeah.
We've got the 6-litre V8 in Sammy Joe's car and the 350 Chev in the HQ.
You know, I've really forgotten how good those HQ Utes look.
Yeah. Well, it was, from memory, Peter Kapiris. No, not Peter Kapiris. John Kapiris.
Johnny Kapiris, yeah.
Used to drive one in our state champ rounds.
Yeah, that's right. Well, there was two Kapirises.
Yep.
And one was in the Super Street category, and the other one was in the big bangers there, the door slammers.
Yeah, well, Peter Kapiris.
Stewie's going well here.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. 1.86 in the 60.
Ooh, 11.87 with the one at 116.
All right, Victor winding it up in the burnout. It got a little bit sideways there too, which is great to see.
Yeah, that's a really, really sharp car. I like it because it's big, it's got chrome bumpers, and it's got the right motor in it.
Well, you'd see a lot of that when you go to the US, Les?
Yeah, well, you do see a lot, Stu, but, you know, those cars, a lot of the cars, the expensive ones, that, you know, like Hemi Cooters and stuff like that, they're worth too much money, the guys won't take them out in the street. And but you see a lot of those, so my 68 Satellite, it's more or less a cruiser.
Yep.
But I'll take it up to John's drag strip and give it a couple of runs down there. It's got a 408 stroker in it.
Well, we're back on the bikes.
Yeah.
Panel Van Man, did Ben break you, did he? He must have. Is that, well done, Ben. 9.82 seconds. Wow, at 147 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's, you know.
Imagine doing that on a bike, Les.
Oh, look, mate, I had a Suzuki GSX R750 and, you know, like it went like, you know, cat shot up the backside. But, you know, but I can imagine you on it, Stu. You'd be flapping around like a flag on the back.
Well,
your feet would be up here.
Well, you know, I said to Chris Matheson before he ran the first 5, I said to him, man, he goes, I'd throw a leg over your bike. He goes, yeah, I'd ratchet strap you down on it, Stu. in the way Matho usually comes across. There's no theme tonight, BA Skidder. It's just an ordinary Aeroflow race for real tonight. There's just no burnouts tonight.
Yeah,
due to Grudge Kings, which is happening on Saturday, and we've got testing on all day Friday as well. We were due to have testing tomorrow, but just due to the weather, the promoters decided to cancel tomorrow, so all the cars will be testing on Friday, ready for Saturday for Grudge Kings. And it's going to be a massive event here at Sydney Dragway. If you've never been to Grudge Kings, guys, make sure you jump online, grab your tickets.
Yeah.
You do not want to miss out.
No, I was I think I went to one. Poe had that. What was this? It was a Celica or something.
Little Supra.
Supra, that's right.
You still got it.
Yeah, has he? Yeah, the white one?
Yeah, it's now silver, but you still got it.
Yeah, right.
I'm actually wondering if, well, Paul Mahyatt's racing on the weekend, as far as I know, in the Gas Celica, which I got some really bad news, guys. It's actually up for sale.
Is it?
Yeah, I saw it on an ad, which I brought a tear to my eye, but yeah, Paul. As far as I know, Paul's driving that car.
Yep.
But Paul's also got a street Toyota Supra that he's just built.
Yep.
It's a street radial car with a 2J in it, with Fuel Tech gear in it. I wonder if that car might make an appearance at Grudge Kings because I haven't seen that car go down the strip yet, and we know that Paul can pretty much drive anything.
Yeah. He's a pretty good pilot, and that's all I can say is that those guys in those types of cars are really, like I take my hat off to them because there is absolutely no way.
What's this, Panel Van Man? A flag, and then poor me, why? Paul Stewie, and then he goes, "You're right, Ben. Les has some corkers." He sure does, Panel Van Man. That's why I love commentating with Les.
We have a great time, Stu.
Steve
we
and
have a
Mark
great time.
and everybody.
Yeah,
now,
we love
Sammy
it.
Joe's got a red light, 0.195. Good on her. 1.66 in the 60. This could be.
I think
this could be her
that's
fastest run.
11.62 at 116. Yeah, well, it's, there goes the wallet. There goes the sponsor.
Oh, Giuliano said he sold the Supra. Did he sell the Supra, Giuliano? I thought Poe still had the Supra. I know he did a lot of work to it after he had the accident in it.
Yeah, that was that was way back. I was when I first saw that car, I was sort of teaching or mentoring Rusty Gregory when that car came out. That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Steve, nobody's won the $600 jackpot tonight. Nobody's actually cracked a 000.
No, we've had we've had two 007s and we've had a 001 red.
Yes.
That poor bloke.
And that was out of that black ute that just went down earlier.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll tell you what, Les, it may not be too long, and we're talking about 000s at Aeroflow Race for Real. We get some of these kids that end up getting too old for junior dragster.
Yeah.
They jump in a street car. They come out here to race for real.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with $600 if they win it?
Yeah.
I mean, we know how good they are off a foot brake in a junior dragster.
Yeah. Well, mate, they can start paying mum and dad back. Yes.
Oh, Paul sold the Supra Giuliano. Really? I didn't know that. Not that I've
there you
spoken to Paul for a little while. I didn't realise he sold it.
Yeah, there's a guy
Did
that's...
you know he just built that?
Yeah, well, at Paul Mahayat, he's been started off and he hit the dizzy heights and, and then I don't know, the reason he's given it away. Maybe it's not a challenge anymore.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good that Poe still has your Supra. No, that just surprised me, Giuliano, that Paul sold his Supra because he'd only just done it. Hey, Ronnie. See you, mate.
See you, Ronnie. Yes.
What's this? Cliff said, can't the Tesla just program it to go on green?
That's all. He don't know how close he is to the truth. What's his name? Kenny Bernstein wanted to have a reader in the front of the dragster that was in sync with the light, and all you had to do was put your foot down and you'd run a 000 every time. But that's taking the skill away from the driver. It's all electronic. There's enough electronics in these things as it is.
That's exactly right, and that's why the rules state here at Aeroflow Race for Real that your car can't have a trans brake. Or
Yeah.
It's got to be done off the foot brake now. Victor's back out in the big
Yes.
Chev. 1.62 this time in the 60. Of course,
It looks like a nice clean run, but all of his runs have been nice and clean.
yeah, and
11.62 again.
Tell you what, you want consistency. You can't get much
Yeah,
better
no.
than that, can you?
No. You should dial in with an 11.62 flat, and then he runs an 11.62.3, 3,000ths over your dial in. That'd be terrific. Here's a couple of more
back
bikes.
into the bikes, yeah. We've already had some very quick bikes dip into the nines. I think this bike down here in the Aeroflow lane is going to go quick again. Even quicker, a 9.76 at 148 miles per hour.
Yeah, look, he's gone 9.8.
Yeah.
And then a 9.6, but two 9.6s, but one was lower than. I keep on thinking that tyre's distorted. when you have a look at it, it's got lettering around it, you know, and it flickers. I thought, oh, never mind.
All right, the Platinum Racing Toyota Starlet coming out now. A bit of a front-wheel drive burnout.
Yeah, this guy's got to get in the 16s.
Well, I think it's possible. I definitely think it's doable in this car.
I could have sworn he ran up, you know, like a 16.6. Maybe I was, you know, like...
Syop just said they should be able to dial in, and then Syop goes, I dial your own would be pointless in a Tesla.
They're going to, you know, like out where we are out at in Jerrabomber, but over the back we've got Royala, and there are 3 Teslas have caught, 2 Teslas caught fire. Well, one burnt the other one down.
Oh, right.
In the same garage, but there was another one further around the road. There's this big road that goes through the middle of the estate, and mate, not a word out of anybody about them. Not a word. Fire brigade wouldn't come out, not for the 2 of them.
No, I suppose you just got to let them burn, don't you? There's not
Well,
much you can do with them, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like tyres, you know. Their purpose on, you know, in the wet is to repel water, so that's what they do. And they burn for yonks and yonks and yonks. Here he goes. Let's have a look. Come on, mate.
He's slightly slow in the 60 on this pass, Les.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he might be. 1772.
Yeah, just 2.83 in the 60.
Yeah.
That's not going to help him,
Nah, that's right.
Stewie Howe back out now in the HQ Ute.
Yeah, 350 cubes. Bloke stand-up rider.
Yeah.
Stewie Howe from Menangle Park. That's not very far from here, is it?
No, of course. I don't know whether he's still towing. He did have a towing business, Stew's towing.
Oh, right.
I don't know whether he's still doing it or not.
Yeah, but, you know, you have a look around Sydney. I mean, I'm not a resident here, but 1243 at 110. Everywhere you go, there's a vacant block of land. There's next time you come past, there's houses in, and it's got a suburb name.
Yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that looks like that is it for tonight's Aeroflow Race for Real. Stewie's done the last pass down the quarter mile. So thank you to everybody who's tuned in via the live stream. Most of all, thank you to all our spectators that have come tonight and to all our racers, guys. Thank you for a fantastic night. Les, it was an absolute honour to be back on the mic again with you, mate. It's been, as I said, mate, it's been way too long, mate.
Yeah, too long. But you see, I can't see you on the weekends because you work.
That's right, yeah. But, mate, it's great to have you up here.
Oh, I love it. I loved it tonight. I reckon it was fantastic. But we didn't have all the information on the riders, but and you know, you know all the people that are here. You've been doing it, you know, a good job for such a long time, and it just makes it easier to work with other than me going. You know, like I don't know that guy.
Yeah, no, I understand.
No, it's good, mate.
Now, don't forget, guys. On Saturday, Grudge King. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, guys, make sure you log on, get your tickets. You don't want to miss out. We've got everything from everything. You want to see nitrous? Come out on Saturday. You want to see blowers? Come out on Saturday. You want to see extremely fast sedans with a lot of attitude? Come out on Saturday.
Yep.
Grudge Kings here at Sydney Dragway. My name's Pocket Rocket. I will see you next week. Big thank you to Benji as well for all the work he's done.
Benny in the background there.
Ben, all our tuners that tuned in via YouTube from around the world, thank you guys. It's always great being able to sit up here in the studio and doing 3 jobs at once, watching, calling the racing and interacting with everybody.
Yeah.
And Panel Van Man, just please take care this week. Don't do anything stupid. And please don't get too much of the West End into you. See you guys. Bye.
And it's goodbye from him.